It is.
Yeah, taking me a second.
I wasn't muted, it just didn't configure because I forgot to plug it in fully. We're good. Welcome. Alright. I have a special guest here. You know him by Lorepunk.
Hello.
He is here to get his gear cleaned for the contest. It is contest weekend here in town of Redacted, and it's going to be fun.
Yes, it will be. I'm going to have so much fun at Mr. Redacted this weekend.
Yeah, he will be competing, and I shall be judging accordingly.
Yes.
I should have put in this little box so I can have a little bit of... And the music is even foreboding for the trials ahead.
Yeah, I mean, marathon, hog, I need to find the Holy Grail.
No, Holy Grail was last year. You have to find the Fountain of Youth for this one.
This year?
Yeah, they rotate, you know, it's easier that way. So, we have here one of the items he will be
modeling.
Yes. So we're just gonna go over basics of cleaning this stuff, and I also have a patch, or a leather vest with a patch on it, and I will show you how to clean that as well. Because I have inquired with my sources, and they've explained how to go about cleaning said embroidery patches.
And I might also ask some questions as we go along, just so I can expand my knowledge, or at least confirm that I'm doing the right thing with my...
Thank you. I'll just put gear Q&A as well.
Sure.
You got to get the whole, like...
You have to put everything in your...
For the engagement, you have to.
But yeah, I'm in Fred's leather community here. I'm sorry, I just said your name. I don't know if I should have said that.
Oh, no, they know my name.
Okay. But I am obviously running for competition, same title that Fred had, and I'm still newish. But I'm always trying to, make sure that I'm doing right by my gear, learn new techniques, learn new insight, especially when it comes to things that aren't typically on all my gear, like particularly this harness. I've never had a piece that has big metal chain elements, and I want to make sure that I take care of that. It's not going to rust, it's not going to fall apart, and it's always going to look really good under the best of light.
Can you hear us good? I just adjusted something for, like, suppression, because some streams, even if I'm this close, like, it'll cut out, and I don't know why.
So you're going to be having clinking of metal and stuff.
It's better now. Better when I hold it, or better after I adjusted? Actually, when Laura was talking, I could hear fine. Okay. I'm just gonna... I'll just take it to 55, actually. Because there's times where even where I'm, like, just up button close.
You can use the arrows, you know that, right?
You can?
Yeah. The arrows on the... Well, when you were adjusting. Yeah.
Oh.
Instead of, like, trying to, like, steady your hand and drag it down. I've done that.
Okay. So, actually, it's warm out there now. I don't have to use the jackets anymore. Alright, oh yeah, we'll keep it here. It is a good middle ground. Alright, I have my gloves. You said that you clean and yeah. Okay, I see the straps on the inside that have been conditioned, so I won't touch that because it's
Yeah,
looks really good.
the straps they've been cleaned and conditioned on both sides. So I'm wondering also if those straps might need a second go on the external,
They seem
or do you think that's just where it's sitting?
I could say they probably use it a bit more because it seems like it absorbed the conditioning or the
Might
shoe.
have been really thirsty.
Yeah, like here down here you can see it's a little more like saturated compared to up here.
Yeah.
People on the camera you can't really see it.
So
Maybe?
describe what you're seeing. Is it like a gloss?
Yeah, so here you can see kind of a little sheen, and over here you can see it's kind of a little bit more matte. So this one like it's holding well here. I think up here needed just a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, I can give it a second go when I get home.
We can do it right now.
Sure.
Yeah, it's easy enough. You just get a little bit and just.
Why don't you show them the internal to that strap?
Okay.
Comparison.
Oh, and here we have Leather Masters. Oh, this is the one I was looking at.
Yeah, that Jason had. Yeah.
Yes, so a friend of ours like got a bunch of gear, and I was looking up this this vendor, and they were around for a while. They shut down when Miss Rona came into town and stayed for a good while, unfortunately. But I was looking at this harness, I was like, okay, it's interesting. I like the design. I was looking into getting it, but then it disappeared. I was like, huh, what?
Because I had told Jason ahead of time that I wanted it for the competition specifically, and so he was like, I'm not going to give it to you ahead of time, but if you grab it at the event, you can grab it.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good. I had no idea. And, like, part of me thought I hallucinated. I was like, wait. Because there was another harness he had. There was, like, a rainbow one with chains. It looked really nice.
Yeah, that one was really cool. I hope someone bought that.
I think someone did, yeah. It was just really big. But I was like, wait, did I hallucinate it? Did I hallucinate this harness?
No, because so Jason got a bunch of stuff from like someone, and it was
for $100.
It was like $100. And it's a title vest in there.
Yeah.
From Sack Leather Core, which I don't think they're around anymore.
No, that was just a club patch.
Oh, it was just a club patch?
Yeah, I'm familiar with SVL. They were a group here in town. They kind of went on like hiatus, and they kind of just like shut down.
They just kind of.
Matt was a part of that group, a friend of ours, and I don't even know what happened. Like, and then
the point was is that they had a patch, and they had all some sorts of stuff that were from some whatchamacallem pins from different places that were like from 2015.
Yeah, I like the pins. That was interesting.
So it was like, hey, this is really recent, and I wanted to snag that. If not just for leather history, but also like, hey, the patch was from '97, which was
that's when it was founded.
Oh, that's when it was founded. Okay.
Yeah, the patch will sometimes say like established this year, so like it could have been like a recentish patch, like 2010s, but like it just says established '97.
Oh,
so it wasn't the patch from '97 because you could tell when they get older.
Okay, because I thought it would maybe been from '97 because also I was born '96, so there was kind of a little bit in my mind that I'm like, hey, this is almost as old as I am. Now, if that was establishment year, then it probably wasn't, but still, it looked cool.
Wait, my younger sister is older than you by 1 year.
She's 95.
Yep.
Ah.
Oh no, I should have said sibling. Oh no, they're gonna find out where I live.
Okay. Oh no, you gave too much information. I did that when I was teaching at one point. I don't know if I ever told you that story. So for those on stream, I'm a teacher, and at one point I taught high school and stuff like that, and I happened to offhandedly mention that I streamed video games within maybe 5 minutes of me just offhandedly mentioning I streamed, and I had streamed one game. I think it was like Psychonauts 2 right as it came out. I got like 3 follow from my students. Hi, yay. I got like 3 follows from my students, and I had to instantly be like, shut that down. Like, no, legally, I can't have you following me. Oh, we're not doing this. Please unfollow me. That was a funny time. I was shocked that they found me that quickly.
Okay,
what you looking at?
I'm trying to find a way to shine, or to get these a little shinier, but I don't think I have tools for that.
You might just be, it might just be a matter of like just oiling them a little bit or something.
I've done different things, and I said I have to look into it. That way I can like reshine my harness, because that one I've had since almost 10 years now, and that needs care and attention, and the metal definitely needs to shine a bit more.
Oh yeah.
Assassination coordinates acquired. Yep. Hi, cat. Okay, so well, actually, since this already pretty much needs conditioning, I can just condition it with the vest, so we can just get started on the vest because it's already cleaned. I can tell it's already has saddle soap and brushed.
Did we want to touch those at all or no?
Yes, we can. I inquired with a friend on how to do that.
Okay. And then here is the vest. I don't know how you want to put it into your workspace.
You can display it this way. Okay. Oop. Also, is the game volume or the volume of the
music
good with the speaking?
I assume we're fine.
So as you can see here, it says Folsom Street Fair.
Yes.
It's good, okay. Folsom Street Fair is a big
community event.
Yeah. Touristy as all hell. But like it's still fine. But they have it in San Francisco. I live close-ish to the Bay Area, but not in the Bay Area, so just more in the north area. But
you're making those assassination coordinates less for nukes, and now you might be just dropping down to like normal warheads.
That's fine.
That was a dark joke.
I've mentioned before, and plus when I stream with another friend, like most people know that we're in Northern California. They don't know where. But yeah, Folsom Street Fair is a big event. I know some volunteers would get a vest with a patch on it. That's where it says Folsom Street Fair. I will find you and give you soup. Wonton soup I will take. So as you can see here, it's embroidered. Mr. S probably did the embroidering. Yep,
it's a Mr. S vest.
Yeah, they do a lot of custom work. So
it's one of their old tags too. Like that's a new one.
Yeah, that's an older one.
They don't have a year. I looked.
On you can kind of see the letters. They could get cut off, so it's like MH. I'm just gonna read it as that, but you can't. I'm not doxing Mr. S Leather because everyone knows where they are. You can go to their website and it tells you where they are. So this isn't me doxing Twitch.
It's a business.
It is a local business supporting the queer community. We love it.
We stan.
Okay, so a lot of vests, jackets also have like patches on that you can sew on, iron on, and when you're cleaning and conditioning your gear, there's always the kind of you always have that moment of like, oh gosh, like how do I go about cleaning this?
Especially since this isn't a straight patch, this does have leather in between the embroidered elements too.
Oh, sorry, it's...
Yes, hello! Nice to see you, Van. You might have seen me in chat before. I'm Lorepunk. I'm one of our good friends here. That was a bad word choice. But he's given me some help cleaning some stuff before I have competition this weekend. I am running for the title that Fred previously had. So I'm just making sure my gear's all nice and shiny and looks healthy for the competition.
Okay, so for embroidery, you can use a soft brush, which, as you can see, I have. These are both soft brushes. But with embroidery, it's just basically like soft brush, some water, you just kind of like scrub lightly.
Okay.
He said for bringing out the color, then you use like a... What do you say? Let's see. You want to bring out a thread color, you use a little Tide with color, it safe bleach, and wash it off. But we're not going to do that right now, just because the colors are pretty vibrant already. They don't look really dull.
Yeah, it's been well taken care of.
Yeah, so like we'll just go over the basic clean and just washing and drying it off with a towel and all that, and it should still be the same thing overall. And even though he found this vest, it has his name.
Yes, that was one of the fun things. And
his name's not Rick. Oh, that's right, you didn't watch SpongeBob.
I grew up with SpongeBob. I just didn't like it. I know. Canceled on the internet.
I'm sorry to say you've been disqualified from the competition. External information has been given to me, and I cannot in good faith let you run.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Listen, we stand the sponge pop in this house.
No, I just never liked it, especially because I share a name obviously with one of the characters, and no one in childhood would ever let me live that down, or high school, or college, or adulthood. So
Oh yes, and
Miller Lite patch.
there's a local charity in San Francisco that does calendar stuff, and one of their sponsors is Miller Lite, and I'm guessing it was the sponsor for Folsom Street Fair at a particular time. So
Yeah. Continuing with the story of this vest, which I'll actually be sharing during competition and stuff like that, is I just happened to meet some guy and I introduced myself, and uh, he was like, "I think I've been holding on to a vest for you," and he showed me this vest that he had that had my name embroidered on it, and I'm like, "Hey, that's really cool," and I learned what he knew of the history of it. I bought it off of him. I want to keep it all nice and good condition. And I actually did find out who had this vest. Did I tell you this, Fred?
I don't think you did.
Okay, so I have a kink mentor who is actually not going to be able to make it to the competition, which has me very sad.
He's in Texas.
Yes, Austin Kink Weekend. By the way, what soap are you using? I'm just curious.
Oh, the saddle soap.
Red,
Kiwi.
what brand? Kiwi? Okay.
I've only ever. I mean, there's other saddle soaps, but I just default to this one and it works fine.
Oh no, fair. I was just curious because it's a different brand from what I was using, so I was just curious.
As long as it's soap and it gets it clean, you're good.
Fair. But you know, I want to get to that level of curiosity on other things. Okay, so you don't have soap on that anymore, and you're going over it.
A little bit, yeah.
Very light.
Yeah, I'm just using a little bit. Like, I'm not trying to agitate the threads. I'm just like getting them, like soap, and just doing like little small circles, like just to be.
Now, if I have like a thinner brush, one that's like I would akin it more to like, at least in terms of shape, like a toothbrush, would that be a better thing for this, or should I use this circular motion with a circular brush?
I was just told like as long as it's a soft brush and it's not like hard on the threads, it should be fine. I'm just doing
Okay.
I'm just doing circles just to like ease it in. I'm not going like mental, like just like out damn spot.
I didn't do that, but I did use a larger brush and kind of went that way on some of my leather just to. I had like 60 pounds of this stuff to get through in the week. Why am I running for whatever title I'm running for? I'm running because I think uh, I think I would be a good candidate for promoting where where I think this community needs to grow. I specifically want to promote education and like a lot of those foundation levels and making the community more accessible. Specifically, like, hey, leather and gear and stuff like that's all really expensive. My first set of leathers was over $1,000, and that's a huge ask for someone who doesn't have a lot of spare change. If you don't know if you want to join this community, I mean, it starts as a hobby, but then it becomes community, then it becomes lifestyle and stuff like that. If you want to join that, that's a huge ask. So I want to try and promote, and there are also friends in this community that, hey, they want to join in, they just never have the spare cash to join in, and that's been going on for a number of years for some of them and stuff like that, and they kind of feel left out. And that they're not the only people. Like that's a community thing. That's a systemic thing. And so I want to try and remove some of those barriers, and I want to promote like the education, that foundation, so that we can do bigger things within the community. You can't do like, say, a shibari party or something like that unless the community knows how to do something like shibari.
Ain't that one Japanese girl place? I've been there before. I like their teriyaki.
But it's just stuff like that. I want to promote that in the community. And for myself personally, I think running for this is the next step in my leather and leadership journey. Whether I get the title or not, I think that this is the next step in my development. So I'm kind of just going into the weekend with I'm going into the weekend with the goals of I want to have fun and I want to grow. if I get the title or not, I will be successful and happy with the outcome. And I think that's a healthy perspective to have. That doesn't mean that I'm not taking it seriously, but I want to be happy at the outcome no matter what. Sorry. Anyways, I do see another question.
And world peace.
And world peace.
I think we
What's
should
your
have.
favorite date?
I think we should all have maps because then children in school will look at a map and be able to see other countries and maps, and we should all give maps to the kids and maps. Thank you. Do you know what I'm referencing?
Yes, I know. We're doing all the miscongeniality and stuff like that. Um. Anyway, I'm sorry. What do you think, or do you think people are assuming they need to buy gear to get into it? I mean,
Assuming most people assume yes. Sorry, I don't know. Like most people assume that you need that. You don't. Like you can find like whatever shirt you want to wear. Like wear whatever you want to the bar. Like I'm not going to my home bar and being like, okay, they're wearing some JC Penney shirt. They're not wearing some rugged man on their shirt. They don't belong here. Like clothes is clothes. Like
right, and that's where I would get into like, I don't think it's that you need to buy gear, but there is also like people want to participate.
mhm.
And I think that's where it's that's what directed at you. So why don't you answer that if you want?
Before I went to Claw, I remember that you mentioned that people value gifted gear a lot. At Claw, Master Eli Raw. Okay, I am familiar with that individual. Mhm. Yeah, he expanded on it. It seems like it's a huge part of the culture, sir, that he's on. Yeah. There is, yeah, like, gifted gear is, for the most part, like, people value that more than new stuff because something that someone has given you tends to carry more weight because there's a history with it. Like, even if they bought it somewhere and, like, they just wore it offhand here and there and then they give it to someone else, it's like showing that, like, rather than, like, not wearing it or just selling it to someone else, like, they want to share that with someone who is, like, trying to get their own collection going.
Especially also when it comes to like how expensive gear is and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
which gets into that accessibility thing that I've been kind of talking about. I don't think you need to buy gear to join the community, but I also do think that you are limited in how much you can participate in the community without having gear in a lot of ways, especially if it's something that you like, hey, I don't know if I'll find sexy or leather sexy, or maybe my thing is more neoprene or
Mhm.
rubber or pup hoods or all these other things. Like, you can borrow some things, but there's also only so long that you want to borrow something before you're like, I want to actually join this.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people might not also have those relationships where they can just borrow things. If all of your friends are interested but don't own it, you're limited by how many people you know and who you're friends with and who's the same size as you.
Mhm.
So that's why, for example, I had this last weekend. Fred was there. I created I call it sack. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
I mean, yeah, like a sack as in a backpack, yes.
Yeah. I call it Gear Market, and it's where I'm helping people clean out their gears to uh, sell them, for hopefully lesser prices to create that accessibility. It's not gifting gear, but in my mind, this is a way of gifting gear to the community by creating this opportunity. It took me a long time to get my first gifted gear. I'm actually wearing it right now, but
Well, what's the history behind it? Let them know.
I could get there. I'll get there, but I want
Okay.
to finish my thought. I don't want to go off onto too many tangents.
What about a sea can?
Uh, but Fred, I lost my train of thought.
Dental plan, Lisa needs braces. Dental plan, Lisa needs braces. Anyone else think of The Simpsons when someone mentions train of
I
thought?
don't know that one.
You were talking about the gear exchange and how it
Well,
was
the
creating.
point is, it's just that moment of accessibility.
Yeah.
You would buy a vest for, $100 that's brand new, and maybe you find out that you don't like it, whereas a $25 used vest is much easier.
$100 vest.
I'm just throwing out
That's a good price for brand new. One of my vests I got half off because it was doing a holiday sale, but like $100 for a new vest, that's a damn good steal.
right.
But also, like, some people are like, yeah, if you're unsure, like, you go for something that someone may have for like They'll be like, $30.
Right, and then they can put that on and be like, oh, this is for me, or oh, maybe this actually isn't for me. Rubber is another one of those ones, like we talk about leather, but rubber is really hard to access. And that's also very dependent on sizing. If you don't know someone who has that sizing, like how do you even try it?
Caring for rubber, I think, is, I would say, from what I've heard and what I've seen and other people have talked about, like there's a bit more care that goes into rubber, which I am not even versed in because like I don't have any of my own. But like there's a whole system for that. Water is your friend. That's all I know.
Yeah, I've heard things. I haven't looked into that. That's actually a place in an area that I want to grow within. But I want to be able to make sure I have an environment where people can, have leather and that can be, or rubber, and that can be actually, maybe if I promote sharing, not sharing, but like trading gear and getting new stuff and trying new things, maybe we can have a community up here that's more dedicated to rubber that will have a regular thing.
Well, given our somewhat proximity to the Bay Area, like most of the stuff is already there, so it's like most people will be like, hey, if I want to go and like experience this stuff, we'll just drive an indeterminate amount of miles out to San Francisco, and and they have everything there because it's one of the pillars of like queer culture, and they have Mr. International Rubber there.
Right, and I've also generally heard that a lot of those smaller ones, like smaller subgroups like Rubber, they're very much always looking for places that they are for them, that they can be within, because everyone focuses on the leather or the pup and stuff like that, and those are fine, but they can be a very small but very dedicated community, and one that doesn't get a lot of visibility sometimes. Sorry, Patrick, do you think the noobs in your community are generally interested in lifestyle, or are they more interested in how our guys are in leather gear?
Morning, Guava.
I think both. I kind of feel like it's a starting place. Leather is definitely, 365, it's a lifestyle and stuff like that, but it doesn't start there. You don't join the leather community with, okay, it's a lifestyle right now from this very moment that I got my, leather bracelet or something. It develops. So if you start with, hey, I'm interested in leather because, ooh, hot guys, and I watched some corn stars or something like that,
I heard the porn stars are amazing.
But if that's where it starts, that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Start from a baseline and foster to more. Like, hey, maybe we'll just be, I just look hot in this and I want to wear that. But foster it, talk about it, and you can create that person who wants 365 leather, the lifestyle, or becomes a community leader. That's the only way that you can grow, really. Sorry, there was, I think, an earlier...
Mornings is... Here.
Came away from Claw.
Came away from Claw thinking there is a weird dynamic between leather fetishists who love leather, feel, smells, look, people deep in the culture that view it as some sort of indicator of your experience and lifestyle, and the people who just want to have somewhat of a look to feel like they are included. Yeah, there's
a give and a take to that. I definitely do feel that there can be some gatekeeping. I mean, it's a general attitude in the community that I've heard before, you aren't a real Leatherman until you've been gifted some leather, which we can have our own opinions on that individually or something like that, but there are people who will genuinely really take that as a hard line of a rule that, like, no, you genuinely are not a Leatherman until you've been gifted it, until a actual Leatherman had seen you and felt that you earned the title.
This just in, all leather shops closed down because in order to have leather, you must be gifted, which means you can't buy it because it won't be a gift.
Right, or like other stuff. Like it's
unless they buy it as a gift.
There are some people who can be weird that way, and
I haven't read. Well, one of the things that all the best pirate music. When I was doing my thing like 7 years ago. Oh my god, it was 7 years ago. Like one of the things I asked in my group chat of my IML brothers was like, hey, I've heard about someone gifting a mirror cap that you can't really get one until someone gifts it to you. Like, is that a thing that we have to adhere to? But pretty much everyone in the group chat was saying, no, like some people do that, but like you don't necessarily have to do that. Like if you want something that looks good on you and you have the funds to get it, then yeah, you get it. But one of my brothers who became IML that year wanted to give me a mirror cap. I think, have I shown him? Can you give me that?
This one?
Yes. So he gifted me This one. Don't mind the Gold Ranger pin. I put that on myself. But yeah, he gifted me this mirror cap, and he even took a picture, and it was a nice moment. But like, he told me, he's like, yeah, you don't have to do that, but like, I have one that I'm not using anymore. If you would like to have it, and it was really nice. And if anyone were to like ruin this, I would go feral. I would. There would be blood.
I will be very protective of it as I walk it.
Oh, you better.
So,
Okay.
you asked about my gifted leather earlier.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I'm spoiling you because I figured this would be an interview question that would come up.
Or if you want to hold on to it, you can as well.
I'll give it the stream. But basically, it's this little bracelet that I have.
I'll disassociate. Don't worry.
It's this little bracelet. It was my first gifted leather. There was the current title holder of the competition that I'm running for. They had an event and they were they were raffling off leather that they had handcrafted. It was just like little bracelets and stuff like that. And a friend of mine won that raffle, and then he gifted me the bracelet. And so we actually had to resize a little bit right there. And so that's just my story on this bracelet. And one of the reasons that I like it is that I actually kind of like it, that it's a little shoddy and imperfect. And I don't say that as like an insult or anything like that. I say that more as like you can't really see it obviously, but like the clasp, the lines don't line up right. The clasp actually constantly feels like it's about to rip the leather a little bit when I take it off. But it reminds me that this person who is the current title holder is just starting crafting leather, like as their thing. Like, hey, I want to make this stuff. So when they do become more professional, when they do have better sense of craft and stuff like that, I can look back on this as like, hey, this was the start of their journey. Everyone's journey starts out like this kind of shoddy, okay bracelet. It's imperfect, but this is the growth point. This is the seed. If he's eventually going to become, a big giant oak tree and stuff like that, this was the seed. And I kind of like carrying that around with me. I carry that into my conversations with new people who are interested in the community but have never worn stuff or don't know. You might be talking to someone who might be a title holder if you just encourage it, or a community leader if you just encourage it. So that's why I like this piece.
I'm gonna say I'm definitely more interested in the leather community after Claw. Yeah, I've heard wonderful things about Claw.
I've never been either.
Yeah, it's...
I haven't been to that many. I'm actually really sad that I'm going to miss Northwest Leather. That's next weekend.
Wait,
no, not next week.
It should be the first weekend in May, right?
First weekend in May. Sorry, week after that.
Yeah, because I was looking into it. I think I might be able to do Friday because I have the side job stuff and I wanted the funds for IML, so...
Right.
I can at least go on Friday and just see...
And I want to. The problem is that my best friend from high school is getting married, and I'm actually in his bachelor party. So Friday and Saturday are taken for me. First time I've ever been in a bachelor party. This will be fun.
Put this thing on backwards and I got my hand covered in grease.
Great job.
And now it's stuck. Hold on. Just give me a second.
Just...
Alright, fill time! Distract!
I'm trying. There's only so much I can do.
You're not doing enough.
I don't know. Why don't you ask me a question then?
Most bees?
Most bees?
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's a question.
Most bees? That's a question. Chat, you guys know, right? Most bees? Like, what is your answer?
I'm so confused.
You said a question. It has to be a good question.
Rivens is confused. I'm confused. We're all confused. Fred, no one understands.
Van Cliff, get it? See, he says bees. He got it.
Bees.
Or they got it. I don't want to assume. Just distracted by his...
Horrible.
No! This is planned. Okay, we're good. It's good enough.
Okay, so you're putting shoe grease on here.
Yeah, I put shoe grease on pretty much everything.
Okay, so why do you put shoe grease on everything?
It's a good conditioner.
Okay. You're just using a conditioner then.
Yeah, this is the stuff that I was taught how to like go over my gear, at least for the beginning things. Oh god, this thing. I should have gotten another glove. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But
Too late.
I mean, shoe grease for this stuff works pretty good. I tried the other ones just when I did the whole brown leather series.
Right, I remember. I'm just asking also for viewer benefit.
Oh no, it's just I like it and it goes pretty good on everything. The leather honey is good. That one's a bit viscous, so that one I think for like setting in for like a few days worth, that works fine.
Well, also that one, I'm not like pouring it on and letting it sit like you do. I'm like putting it on like a little tiny microfiber, like a pea size, and then just wiping that slowly around in there.
I used to do the same thing, but like I've just kind of settled with like
this is a little faster.
Yeah, I just like friend says that the way he conditions, he coats his hands in it and then just works it in, which I think works. I found that it works a lot better.
I couldn't do that. I don't like the even with the leather honey being in just like a microfiber cloth, the grease getting onto my hands. I'm just like, ugh, like I don't like the sensation. And when you're doing it for like 4 hours straight, you're just kind of like, I want to wash my hands like 5 times.
That's what he's glove.
Well, even with the glove, I feel like I'd still have the sensation of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a sensory thing.
No, I get it.
When working it in, how many fingers do you recommend? As many as the skin can take before it starts to stretch too much in a way that is unrecoverable. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I start with like just a few fingertips and just kind of like ease it in. Then you just start working it in, making sure that the conditioner gets everywhere. Yeah, like just on the surface. Like if you need to get in somewhere, then you want to use more precise movements. But
yeah, you want to get real deep.
Yeah, so like here I'm using just a few fingers because that's as far as this will go, and I don't want any spillage on anything else that won't be able to take to the conditioner well.
Yeah, definitely when you're working it in deep, you don't want to spill anywhere. Well, no, sometimes spilling can be fun, making a mess, or not caring about a mess. I'm definitely off topic at this point. It's fine.
I ripped the glove.
You ripped the glove. Congratulations. I guess other things that I want to provide to my community if I were to, take on that. Actually, not even if I'm going to take on the title of the leather title. I do this anyway. Is I want to try and have more demonstrations in the community.
We used to have we have a club here that's currently in hiatus. And once a month at the bar they would do something once a month at the very least at the bar, and each month was something different. And they had demonstrations for those various things when they were doing that. Right now we don't have that.
But even when I saw them doing those kinds of things, it would just be, hey, we've got someone, on the St. Andrew's cross, and we'll flog them or something like that for 20 minutes. And that's all well and good, and it's a nice, sexy display. But I think there's a lot more that we could. I feel like a demonstration to me should also be a lot of instruction. I think we should be, while you are giving this display, you should also be talking about like, okay, hang on. Why am I doing it the way I'm doing it? Or here's my thought process and what I'm thinking as I'm doing this. Keep the example of flogging, like, hey, I'm doing 1, 2, 3. I pause for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go in. Like having that conversation about what you are doing, what your process is, and why, I think is a lot more important. Because there are people who do want to, try some of these things like ropes or other forms of bondage, or I just said it, flogging, like impact play and stuff like that. But they want to know how to do it correctly or properly, or what the procedure, what the culture is, and that's hard to get from just looking on the internet. I mean, how many of us got our queer and not heterosexual, and we got our sex ed from looking things up on the internet and having wildly improper expectations as to our our kinky lives. Your hand is not on screen, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I'm just.
He's raising his hand.
I'm just. My hand is up because I'm stretching it. Don't worry. It's unrelated to what he's doing or what he's saying.
Yeah. Okay. Van is agreeing with me.
Oh, single tail. That's fun. I wanted to learn that just because it seems like it'd be fun. Also, I wanted a custom single tail with the color scheme of the whip item from Skyward Sword because for those who don't know, I have a whole leather Link outfit, and I try to like have a reference from each Zelda in that outfit, and having a single tail with the same color scheme and like same general design as the whip from Skyward Sword, I think would be cool. Oh well, custom whip would be quite a bit, but like I'd save up for that and be like, I mean, I have it, but also I know how to use it because like people would be like, "Wait, you have that? Can you do the thing?" And I'll be like, "Of course I can. Yes."
But also like, hey, whips are something that are a lot of people do find them very sexy, but like that's something that you could really, really hurt someone if you don't do it properly. So having that public display, but also the conversation of what you were doing to make sure that it is safe, will definitely help make things accessible and build that foundation for what we should be doing. With the flogger and stuff like that, you could also start really taking into practice and practice what you preach, like self-care or care for your partners of like, hey, okay, I'm going to flog 3 or 4 times. I'm going to go in, I'm going to rub the back of my partner, I'm going to whisper in their ear just to catch just, hey, is everything okay? Anything like um do those small check-ins, because that's also a part of the procedure that people won't tell you, and you won't get if you don't know that about that and you just start trying to practice flogging and stuff like that, no one's going to tell you to do that. That's just basic bedside manner, but a lot of people don't know that. Um, Someone said I shockingly learned nothing about kink and sex ed. Yeah, obviously kink doesn't really come up in sex ed. I think it should. Sociology of sexuality in college was great and fantastic, and I was like, wow, this would have really been a great conversation to have, healthfully, at a sexual development age. But we don't live in that society, so yeah.
Oh, for the grease here, I'm just going around the embroidery, just being very meticulous.
So you're just using that finger to go through around the embroidery.
Yeah.
Is it a problem if you hit the embroidery?
I don't think so. I mean, I got a little bit on that one, but I wiped it off instantly.
Okay.
I just don't want it to stain the. I don't want it to stain the embroidery. Like here, it's white.
Stain
so
the color or dull it or anything.
Yeah, so I'm just like going very, very particular.
I think it helps with the demos to let people try it out. Like let beginners try getting flogged, and by an experienced flogger that can deal with noobs.
Oh yeah, and there's
maybe have an experience of let noobs flog them. Yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff. And that's what I would want to see in a demo scene in our community.
good thing about those is that there's different types of like leather. Some that'll be softer, some will be a bit more tough. So, like if someone's wanting to see how it feels or try it out, they can give them like the lightest
that's
one,
like a doe skin or
yeah, like something like a deer skin. That's like even if you go really hard, it won't be like detrimental to the person who's like experiencing it. And
right,
I see a friend of mine. I think
you're mitigating that potential for harm.
I think a friend of mine used deer skin on me once just because I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll try it. Even with like an intense hit, I was like, huh, that wasn't painful at all. It was just kind of like I noticed him, like, oh,
I see a question from Ty.
Yes.
I'll get there in a second.
Oh, Tyson Turian. Oh, welcome, Tyson Turian. Ribbons, can you get a shout out for Tyson Turian, please?
But also, like, there's sometimes cultural things that a lot of people don't know about. I think it's probably a few months ago now at this point, one of our friends who was actually competing, was, he got collared by his partner. I'm not collared, by the way, I'm just wearing one for the sake of it. I have reasons, but, point is, they got officially collared, and they had, like, a whole ceremony. It was, like, actually, hosted by someone at the bar who, like, it was kind of like a marriage ceremony almost, exact. And a lot of people were like, wait, I didn't know that this was a thing. I didn't know that there was a whole process. I didn't know that there was actual like tradition in this regard. So like that's another thing that I would love to like try and facilitate, having those conversations more publicly so people can learn those kinds of things, that there are these dynamics, that there are these relationships that you can have. sorry. One thing that always confused me about leather care: all the boot blacking instructions talk about the boots. Does rules apply to other goods like vests?
For the most part, yes. Like the way you clean gear and condition it, for the most part, it's the same. The only thing I don't do is I don't put any polish on my gear. I don't think I've ever needed to put any polish on like my clothing. I know the cursory amount of boot blacking, but I usually leave it up to people that have more experience with it. A good friend of mine also that I competed with, like he's a master boot black in terms of like boots and gear and all that. So like with boots, I trust him and like other boot blacks to know how to get in the specifics of it. But with gear, I've gotten a bit more knowledgeable and I've learned how to like navigate that. But like it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it's
Boots just require a bit of polish and like some other stuff that require specific to boots. But cleaning and conditioning your stuff is the same.
yeah. Generally, I'm not a boot black, and I don't know enough about boot blacking. That is also something I want to grow in.
Mhm.
But generally, it's the same idea. Just there are some other things that are more specific. There are products that are more specific to boots sometimes. It also depends on like the leather. Uh, obviously, like
Mhm.
this vest here and stuff like that is a lot lighter of a fabric, or a lot lighter of not a fabric, lighter of a leather. It's more malleable. It's gonna move.
Oh yeah,
Whereas a
I
lot of
thought that.
boots, you want them to be, maintain that shape. They are shoes first and foremost. They are shoe foot protection.
Hmm.
So like those are going to be different leather, and they might require different care to it. Again, also not a boot black, so I don't know the particulars. So I kind of just trust the professional boot blacks to take care of my stuff.
I'll get this here since it's already coded.
Um, I had something I was going to add on to that. And I don't remember what it was. Uh,
Yeah, I'm just putting a bit here,
I
but
lost
like
my train of thought. I'm so sorry, guys.
dental plan, Lisa needs braces, dental plan, Lisa needs braces.
I mean, this is helping me because this is going to be, I assume, interview is going to be something similar to this. So this is allowing me to kind of just.
I mean, judges will pull questions from like they'll look at your application that you submit, and most of the questions, if not all, are going to come from there.
Right, but I'm sure there's also going to be general, like,
Yeah,
leather community based
I mean,
questions.
most of the stuff that I ask is just looking at the application.
Right, but someone else is going to be like, name the 2016 title holder, maybe, or something. I don't know.
That'd be a good one to know. Do you know the lineage of our
Uh,
of the title?
Let me see. Well, the current one's Aaron, then it's Estefan.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Technically, in terms of years, Dustin is, but he's a legacy and like an
Yeah,
honorary.
yeah.
He's not actually in the lineup. After Estefan, I believe it's you.
Nope,
No, it's not you.
nope. There was someone else.
Is it Estefan? It's not Davy.
No, Davey was 2015.
Yeah, Davy's after you.
No, he was before me.
Or before you. Sorry. I'm thinking after in terms of like going down numbers, not
Well, the guy's
timeline.
name begins with an A.
Adam?
Yes, he's my title son, and he is in Indiana.
For some reason, I thought Adam was before you. Okay, so Estefan, Adam, Fred.
We can hang. You can probably try to hang it from there. Just let it dry for a little bit, and any excess you can wipe off. It's like with most gear, like if you see that it absorbs it quickly, like if you check it in an hour and one part's dry and the other part's like still like has conditioner, that just means that one part of the gear needed more, or it absorbed the conditioner because it needed it. And if after a few days you see that the conditioner is still there, you can just wipe it off with a cloth because it's just excess and wiping it off isn't a big deal. Or you could even take the excess and wipe it on the part that dried quicker, and then just get an even coating. This one is
Uh,
nice. Oh,
yeah, I have a different order. I have it on my list that's Fred, then Adam. Oops. Is it wrong on the website?
video pause. Continue watching. How dare you stop the Glover soundtrack? Question for you: what is your favorite piece of gear? Chaps, hats, vests, boots?
Oh,
for example?
what is my favorite piece of gear? I I'm gonna say chaps with the jockstrap. I didn't think I would ever like chaps. But I tried them on at Folsom and I actually really fell in love with them. I felt because I got just the right size. It gave me a nice little it's like a just like a nice hug around my legs and waist, and I was just like, oh, I feel actually really sexy in this. I like this. Um, that's probably one of my favorite pieces to wear, and I don't wear it often enough. Um, hats are nice, but I I haven't found a type of hat that I'm really have a predilection for. I know mirror caps are really popular in the community, but I'm not a huge fan of them. I got my own personal reasons why. I don't know if I should go into them or not. Um, I don't know. I find that mirror caps. I get the appeal, but I've seen too many people who walk around with, you know, leather trench coats and have a certain insignia on their hats that I can that and just no one's aware of what they have on that insignia, and it just bothers me. It's too it gets too close to that line for me that I just kind of want to avoid it entirely.
Mhm.
And that's up to everyone's discretion. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you have a mirror cap, but it's just not my thing. I don't want to go there.
No, that's I've heard that discussion before where people kind of bring up that whole like, okay, well, we know what we use it for, but like we can
It has
also
this history.
yeah, so it's like how do you balance the more contentious aesthetics of what you're wearing versus like the cultural aesthetic of it now and what it means now.
Right. It's also one of those things that, like, hey, someone wearing this, they're not inherently a bad person, but, like, depending on what other things are also in concert with it, it can be an indicator of, like, the greatest person to be in the community. Like I said, depends on the person. Uh,
Mhm.
I remember I went to San Diego and I just pulled out like Recon. I was just curious who's in the area and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, here's a leather guy, and oh, he's got a mirror cap, and he's got a long coat, and he trains his subs in German. He's trying to save up for this type of coat. And I looked up what the coat was, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got concerns. You had that slow stare into the camera there.
Yes. Welcome in, Claymore. You want to get a leather scarf? Wait, a leather scarf? I don't think I've ever seen anyone wear that.
Yeah,
I'm interested
I
in
never
what that
know of
looks
someone
like.
having a leather scarf.
Ooh, hold on. I
I
actually
mean,
kind of
that could
that
actually
seems
be really interesting. It's not like just a straight only leather scarf, but like one side is leather and like that's the external side, and the inside is like wool or
ooh.
cloth or something. Like that could actually be really nice.
Oh, I yeah, I kind of like, huh? Interesting. Okay,
I can't believe I just came up with that thought on the spot. That's me. Um,
that's the extra meat dog. Yeah.
when it's being used for good, I'm all for appropriation. Yeah, I'm all for appropriation too, especially because appropriation can be kind of like that screw you to the history or screw you to
Mhm.
the the establishment or whatever. But there's a give and a take to that, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and you got to know. Someday I'll go full leather hipster. Oh God, could you imagine like the cliche image of a hipster or something like that, but everything is made out of leather,
I could see that.
including like the big giant wide brim glasses. Somehow they have leather.
My conditioner is locally sourced.
My conditioner is locally sourced.
Yeah, I only go to the independent vendors like well, like Scrimblow. He's super niche and he's in Portland and no one knows where he is. You got to get like a referral by 3 other people and an appointment like
I'm
6 months
sorry,
from
this
now.
is free range leather. No animals were harmed. How is it leather then?
You could have waited until it croaked on its own.
I mean, at that point, I'd also debate on harm. Question mark. Like, you're sure you didn't harm it, but like, I mean, it died.
Well, you just take.
Also, I feel like leather would be really bad quality if you waited until an animal died of an old age. I feel like that would also really harm the quality of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
I was into leather after it was cool.
Oh gosh.
I mean, leather's always been
Alex
cool.
Deacon Chaps. Welcome, Tragicomical. Welcome in.
If it died, it's not using its skin anymore. But I mean, I'm sure there's people within certain
You know who
communities.
else said that? Leatherface. And look where he is now. Wearing several other people as a handbag. It's not Prada, but it's pretty good quality. So I'm told. And also the Yeek. Oh gosh.
Leatherface sold out movie theaters.
Oh yeah, he's recycling. You may question his methods, but he is recycling.
I mean, I feel like you're kind of creating a problem and then fixing it yourself.
But you at least solved it. You handled your own problem. See, you created it. You got yourself out of it. That's admirable.
I don't think that's the argument you're trying to make, but it's fine. Also, happy late birthday. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
I became 32 on Monday.
Is it really a 4-year difference between us?
Yes. And I got slapped. I got a slap in the face to my ever increasing age when I was doing when you recorded the video of me cleaning the bartender's gear. This stared at me. I was like, oh god, that is
the gray hair.
No, the lack of. I was like, oh god. At least in the lighting, it made it worse. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, okay, I'm reordering the foam.
You were a young buck. Someone said.
It's also my receding hairline.
Also, if it's in red, does that mean you have to approve it or something? Or?
No, that just means it's a whisper. Like, or it's like a direct message thing. Like, hey, somebody's directly messaging you.
Sure. It's been a while since I streamed. I haven't done it in a long time.
You know it's not fair. That I get my genetics from my mom's side of the family. Meanwhile, my father has a full head of hair, and he's like in his mid-50s. That bitch.
Yeah, that's my dad's side of the family.
Second time I've sworn on stream. I just realized. Oh no, third. When I was playing Side Order. I was feeling it. But my point still stands. I appreciate that, Anglo. Thank you. I am trying.
I just got my haircut. I actually came for my haircut right before this.
With
Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. He does my hair. I always promote him because, support your local queer businesses.
Yeah, I get my haircut with a friend too. So we all go to the same places pretty much. My cousin goes to him as well. Just to get his head shaved every couple weeks. Good peeps. Okay. Okay.
I think there's some. I have a list of questions that I might be asked in the interview, or did you want me to keep trying to go down the list of people or title holders?
You're lucky you have no chance of ever balding. Ziz, you are lucky, but I also hate you. But not really. I hate you in the colloquial sense, not in the literal sense, if you know what I mean.
Also, let me fix that on my list.
You don't have a FLGH, friendly local gay hairdresser. Quakesaber, we will, I will send you the informations. Props to the head shaving BDSM people. You really gotta save up for a scene like that. That is true. Actually, I'm wondering if I know a few people that would be interested in that.
Ray Davy. Okay, so I just typed. Matt gave this in the wrong order to me. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Davy, then Rob.
Oh, Ribbons, if you're here, can you shout out Quakesaber? Another local friend who does who's been doing a few gaming streams lately and the occasional cooking. I thought about doing a cooking stream on Wednesday because it was my nephew's birthday. And I was like, oh, I gotta make the food for everyone. But I decided against the cooking stream because my niece is also here and she's like 1-ish, so she's still in the phase of learning how her voice volume works, so it just would not have been conducive for a whole stream to have to mute my mic every 3 seconds because she decided to get excited and yell.
Dave, Rick, Jake, Scott.
Oh yeah, shout out you're a mod, you can shout out yourself
Jeff,
out.
and then Theron. Okay, I have the list now.
Technically, there is one guy that was before Theron. He told me his name was Wes Bullwinkle. He's unofficial. Well, he's is and isn't because that's when the bar owner got the bar. So I think he came, the title holder came along with him, but they don't count him in the official thing. It's
right. They don't count him in the official lineup, and I've actually had a couple of the other guys that are running ask about that, and I was like, I genuinely don't know. I know the official 20. I get the impression the contest existed before that. But to what extent and who had it, I don't know.
Yeah, because our the bar that is now called Bolt was called the Rec Room, like in the 90s. And it was in a different part of town. And then it became the Bolt at some point. Then the current owner bought it from the previous owner. And the title holder from there was, from what I was told by the oldest title holder we have, is Wes Bullwinkle. I don't know if he's even around anymore, if he lives here. But then once he got the bar, then it started with Theron. Although, different name back then. Started with Theron, and then we worked down through. Theron, Jeff, Scott, Jake. Then it's Rick. Then it's Dave. Then it's Lance. Then it's Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Matt. Then it's Davey. Then it's Ray. Then it's me. Then it's Adam.
That's fun.
Esty. And then Aaron. And now. I'm a nerd. I memorize all this stuff.
And then obviously we also have Dustin.
Oh yeah, honorary Dustin, yes.
Honorary Dustin. I'm sorry.
Oh, you got a question?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you. Question for Patrick. You get to introduce a complete kink noob to any kink. Which one do you pick and why? I don't know how to answer this one because
Spanish Inquisition.
Don't yell that into the mic.
It's fine. It's got a limiter.
Oh, it's got a limiter? Okay, good.
I think.
I don't know, and that's because I'm very much a person that I would go based more off of who this person is a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to introduce them to something, like, okay, say that they are someone who's, like, usually very much, like, in control and wants to be in control, I might introduce, Dom Sub.
Mm-hmm.
And I would likely push for them to try the sub end, just simply out of, like, it is so wildly different than what they do in their normal life that might be really exciting or interesting.
Mm-hmm. Can you hand me my wrist cuffs over there real quick? Sorry, I didn't know.
Where are they?
Under the black mirror cap. There should be 2 wrist cuffs. There we go. I'll just do them as a quick little cleanse. My wrist cuffs. Same approach.
Yeah, I don't know where I would start. I mean, if we're just talking, like, what's the easiest, like, most vanilla kink? I mean, I guess, restraints. Probably. It's just, like, a really easy one to just gauge the concept of.
You're forgetting one question, though. You forgot to ask in this hypothetical, one thing that's imperative in asking is saying, okay, what do you feel comfortable doing first, a little bit, so that way you're not overwhelmed?
I was assuming that was already...
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that conversation has been occurring in this hypothetical.
Okay.
That, like, this person is safe, sane, and consensual and willing to try something. They just want a suggestion.
Verdigris. The green gunk's here. I don't know if you can see it. That stuff will happen on your leather. If you see it, don't worry. It's not the worst thing. You can just clean it off with some...
What is it?
Verdigris. It's the green gunk that happens with leather interact with metal.
Okay, yeah. So I see that.
Easiest way to take care of it is in previous streams I've used WD-40 for some of it, and I make sure to put on the metal and then wipe off the excess. You're not going to get rid of it completely unless you get rid of, like, little snaps, and then clean out the leather fully, but you can mitigate it to the point that it doesn't build up. I just haven't cleaned these in a while, so that's why there's a bit of gunk there. But if you're maintaining your stuff often and you see a little bit of green and you wipe it off, you should be fine.
To answer a question that no one actually asked me, but it's just something I want to talk about. One thing I really want to encourage about within the community is finding your own style or trying things. And we have your iconic things like your Toms of Finland and the Mr. S Bulldog harness and stuff like that. And that's all well and good, and I understand why those are popular. But there's also point of, like, find your own style. You don't have to do those, like, images if you don't want to. You could develop your own style. There's a guy in our community that took a motorcycle biker jacket and took out all the insulation within and ripped off the sleeves, and it looks like this really kind of tattered Mad Maxy post-apocalypse looking thing, and I really like it, and that's his own unique style, and, like, no one else has a jacket like that. I'm like, I want that. Or one of the things that I'll be wearing this weekend is a fancy, like, leather, kind of like an overcoat that you'd wear to, like, with, button-down shirt and tie and all that stuff underneath. And to me, it has, like, this very Blade, very cyberpunk style. So I like injecting that. It's not the typical format, but it's me, is what I would say to that. Not doing you, and it's totally, to be clear, it's also totally okay that if you just like the Tom of Finland look or the Mr. S Bulldog harness, if that's what you like, go for it. I don't disparage that, but I just want to make sure people have the freedom and the opportunity to experiment and find themselves. I mean, Fred here has a whole Legend of Zelda set, and like that's uniquely Fred.
Yeah, I got the idea. Like when I was working at FedEx, just loading boxes. Like I thought of it in April, like a month before IML. So I was like, damn it, that would have been perfect for that. But like that's way too soon. I'll save it for my step down, and then I was able to find all those pieces and get it together. People really liked it. Apparently, like people were like on the east. Well, a friend of mine said on the East Coast, people were talking about it because they had seen pictures. They were like, "Oh gosh, that's amazing." I was like, "Oh geez, I just did something because I wanted to." I mean, initially I started off like by just doing the standard leather look because I was like, okay, well, it doesn't seem like there's any overlap with like geekiness and leather. There is, trust me, there is. And if anyone tries to tell you that there isn't, you just tell them, there was an IML competition in like I want to say 2015 where the third place winner, like under his leather shirt was a Superman shirt because like he loves comics. Oh, and he does a superhero meetup every now and then at various events. So I think he might do one at IML. But like his whole thing was like comics and gear coming together, and I mean he got third place, which is like freaking amazing.
There was a speech by some guy. I can't remember the name now that I'm being put on the spot, but Matt sent me their speech, and it's generally considered one of the best speeches at IML. And he's wearing a tail during that speech. He's just wearing like a furry tail. I'm like, that's cool.
Was it Jack?
Yeah, I think his name is Jack. I wanted to say Jack.
Yeah, he's the partner to one of my leather brothers, but like also a really good friend. And yeah, like his speech was amazing. Like it was one of those where like you hear it and like you automatically know they won, even though like there's still a few contestants left. It's like you're like, yeah, he kind of won.
Now it's over. Everyone go home.
I saw that twice actually. Well, the first time when I competed, and I was like, devastated to make top 20 because I thought, in my grand delusions, I was going to make top 20. No, I wasn't. But like, the guy that won, like, oh no, it's fine.
For those who can't see, I'm giving Fred pats on the back.
Listen, as soon as I drew my number 57, that sealed my fate because I got the exact same placement as my number that I drew. So like, if I had gotten like 20, I would have made it, but like, I didn't. But Ralph, his name, Ralph Bruno, IML 39, like his speech, when he went up to say his speech, like it was one of those things where it's like, he won. Like there is nothing anyone can say that can like eclipse what he said. And his whole thing was about like fighting against conversion therapy, and like his slogan is "Born Perfect." And I actually have one of his shirts here. I wear it whenever we're doing a Twist Leather Pride sometimes. But the whole thesis was saying that like no one can tell you that you are not like that there's something wrong with you. You were born perfect. Like you don't need anyone to tell you that you need to fix this, that they can fix it through conversion therapy or any other method. Like he's saying like no, you are born perfect. Like you never question that. And then Jack's speech was about being enough. I remember that, and he talked about his experience of how he didn't feel like
he fit the mold of like a leather person.
Yeah, he said that he didn't feel like he was like tall enough, hot enough, or some. Or one point he said, "Hell, some people don't even think I'm man enough to be here because he's a trans individual."
Yep.
And of course, after he won, like somebody on Facebook made a whole tirade about why he won, and then like his support got pulled like that. I saw it in real time. It was wild.
Oh god.
It was just some guy who was just like saying like, "Oh, why is he up there?" And someone was like, "Congratulations, you just proved his point." Like minutes after he won.
Right.
I don't even know what the guy's name was. He just kind of like vanished.
But answering a comment on the thing, like plenty of leather uniform lying around. Yeah, leather uniform, like the iconic stuff is really easy to get. Trying to develop your own style is hard in leather. Because if you find stuff that's outside the mold, it's also probably, handmade or at a niche store, or it has to be properly sized for you and like all this other stuff, which if you have the money, it's fine, but for someone who's just getting into the scene and maybe they don't really identify or work with that uniform style, that can be a barrier. So again, also why I want to have like that gear market stuff. You never know what's going to be in someone's random closet. Like this harness that I'm going to be wearing that has these chain elements, I would never have thought of wearing chain, ever. And I put that on and I was like, oh, I kind of like this.
The awakening happened. You're like, oh.
Yeah, it wasn't like oh, now I'm a chain fetishist or something like that. But like, oh no, this actually looks really good on me.
So, it's like when it's like the phrase like when it's right, it's right, and you're just like, ooh.
Right. And this is stuff that's not made anymore. And I doubt you would see someone like at a mass production place.
Oh no, especially because it's Leather Masters and they went out of business.
Right, but I mean like also just like you wouldn't see this as like a mass production thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Yeah, the best stuff is like custom, really.
A leather Adidas outfit. They make those.
Oh yeah.
I've seen like leather tracksuits and stuff.
Eastern Europeans have that covered, trust me.
Oh yeah.
While they're blasting the hard style music. I mean that is a compliment. Like I love that music too.
Sports gear, yeah. Well, that was also another thing that I remember recently. Someone tried to have a sports gear party in our community, which I'm fine and supportive of, but there wasn't. Not a lot of people had sports gear to show up and do a sports gear party. So, like, you have to start with the foundations. You have to start with the foundation elements to build up that interest, and then you can have things like a ropes party or a shibari thing. Build up the interest within the community into shibari first, and then have your shibari party.
Shibari already done had hers.
You're gonna drive that joke into the ground, aren't you?
Listen, it pops in here, and I must share it with the ether. Whether it's good or not, that's up to public opinion. But I heard my art in my mind, and I knew I had to say it.
Sports gear is really easy. I mean, it depends.
I have not cleaned these. Jeez.
It depends on if they're like we're talking like sports gear like singlets, which might be a little bit harder, or like football shoulder pads and stuff. Like that is a sports gear that some people are really into.
I've seen that before actually at a few contests.
So like, I mean, sure, everyone could show up in like running shorts and a tank top, but like, I don't know if that's necessarily what that party was trying to go for. So.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, you do not need to get swagged out an entire tracksuit. Also, an entire leather tracksuit is also going to be really, really heavy. Oh my god, that's going to be heavy, and that's not going to breathe. Ooh.
Nymphia. Who's winning Drag Race tonight? It's between Nymphia and Saphira. I will be happy with either of those choices.
You do not need vintage 1980s Adidas running shorts. However, 1980s Adidas running shorts are welcome because those were short shorts. And those were very easy on the eyes.
Today's men, what happened? You used to dress up in very short shorts and crop tops. What happened?
Yeah.
This isn't my America. I don't remember this. Where's the homoerotic fashion of the 80s? This isn't my America. I'm doing a Togo Carlson bit if anyone didn't get it, but I mean, he's not getting it either.
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Oh no, Togo Carlson.
Oh, well, that's why, because I don't pay attention to people who aren't worth my time.
Oh, I see the memes.
Okay, fair.
You have a pair that's too big for me. If anyone that wants them. Do I wear shorts? Do I? I don't think I do.
You have a pair of shorts? I mean, I thought you bought one of the pairs that I was selling, didn't you?
Oh no, I have leather shorts, but like waist-wise they fit me fine. The thigh-wise, I am built like a number 3 pencil, so I do not fill them in. Hey, you get this. You get this skinny legend here. I can fit very specific things.
I mean, yeah, I got the same problem as you. I got a tiny waist and long legs. I mean, also, speaking of barriers to entry, like, if you don't buy your leather at a leather store that has those sizes, you're kind of screwed. Whereas if you go to, like, some used gear market kind of things like I'm trying to host, you can find stuff that's going to be an XXXXL that might actually really fit you, and then like, oh, now I feel like I can join this community. Now I can feel like I can be a part of it because I found something that actually fits me.
Speaking of gear that you when it's not, did you get rid of those white leather pants and the other piece of gear? The white pants a friend tried on. He liked them. They like he's gotten a little bulkier, so like he just could not zip them up all the way. And the overalls, oh my gosh, I didn't think those were gonna sell at the gear event. I have one right here. 6 pairs I had. I cleaned I think 3 of them on stream, or 2 or whatever. You know, yeah, I cleaned 2 of them on stream. One I did on my own to test to see how I would go about cleaning it on stream. And then another one I cleaned while the bartender was wearing it, which was really fun. I'll post a video on Discord or something. These sold out like crazy. One guy took one, and then the other guy was like, him and his partner were there, and they both tried them on. They swapped the 2 that I had there. They bought them, and the bartender was like, hey, I want to try this one on. I was like, yeah, sure. And then he's like, okay, I'm buying these. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So now I have 2 left, and I know another bartender is interested in these.
I'm interested in trying them.
So like, I have 2 left, and like, I for sure thought that only one of them would sell. The one that wasn't, you know, the biker one, the one that I tried on that was like really spacious, and I turned around and I like made a fool out of myself because I was like, oh god, what am I doing? Showing my dumpy on stream. Lack of one. Well, it was spacious, you couldn't really tell. But like, I did not expect those to just sell.
Well, I think they're selling. There's interest in it because they're unique. There's something that you definitely wouldn't find at like Mr. S or something like that. Like,
and for the price that I was selling,
and for the
like
price you're selling them at, it's accessible.
Yeah, like they were like, oh damn. I was like, so, I could have easily charged like higher than that, but I didn't want to. I was like, no one's gonna sit here and be like, okay, I will. It is used, so I will say $250. You know, that's a generous price. Like, no, you gotta be more reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
I can.
Question. Okay, so
if you can just help me put that on.
Oh yeah. All right. Before you head out, I will have you do a speed thing.
Okay. A speed thing?
Yeah, just like just clean part of the front side of this. So I know you have things to do, but like I just want to like.
You want to judge my ability to clean something?
Oh yes, and then people here can see the like. Oh no! Put it on the closest to the edge. I think it should be fine. It's just plastic, and it's just hiding the bar on the other side.
Gotcha. I'll bring this. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a piece of plastic. Like.
Sorry. Okay. So you want me to just clean like the front of it?
Yeah, because I know you have things to do and all that, but like just show the viewers how
to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, I've done it, but like I practiced with this stuff and I've gone over it, so like I just want them to show, like, to see how someone who like hasn't done this one yet would go about it, and it'll be a learning thing.
Gotcha. So I would personally look at this one depending a little bit more on how much time. Like, if I were to be wearing this tonight, I would probably want to use my big brush here.
Oh, this is interesting. This one has zippers on the side. Like, the cool thing about this, that the pairs that I had, was that each one is different. Like, none of these have been the same.
So they're not mass produced then, right?
Oh, this one has a zipper on the side so you can get into it easier. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's... But, like, so if they're all unique... Oops.
Oh, it's all good.
If they're all unique, that probably means that they were not mass produced. They were, like, they might be uniquely made. That's actually a lot more interesting. I like the knee pads.
Yeah, a lot of people like the knee pads for, you know, when you're picking something up off the ground and you're, like, there for an extended period of time because you're really looking for the thing that you're dropping. So you're like, I am looking for this thing around this individual's waist area. I shall look for it much more in-depth. And then after, like, 10 or 20 minutes, you find the thing.
10 or 20 minutes? Those are rookie numbers. You got to get those numbers up. Can we see the gear on the man before you clean it? No, we will not be performing that. Though, funny thing is, the guy who bought one over the weekend put it on, was bartending, and asked Fred to clean and spruce it up while he was wearing it and at work. That was amusing.
Yeah, I'll post that video on the Discord.
Oh, did I film that? I can't remember.
Yes, you did.
Okay, that's right. So I would probably. This is just spray water, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always start with just regular water. I don't do anything
So
too wild.
you spray water first, or
Yes.
Okay. Is that like a mandatory thing that I should always do, or
I like starting with that, just so that way there's some moisture.
okay?
And if you notice that some of the moisture starts drying immediately, that's fine. It's just,
Oh, and then
yeah, put a little bit there.
activate it.
Actually, there's a bit more there. Well, it's absorbing it, which means it just needed some.
It's thirsty.
Yeah.
Like many of us, like me specifically.
I would say start with this brush first,
You want to start with that brush?
and then use the big brush to do the broad strokes. Like,
Yeah.
that's just to get the.
So I'm just pulling in, circling around, building that up. This is at the end of its life.
Yeah. So.
But then down here, trying to position myself. I'm going in those nice, gentle circles. I'm not going hard. I mean, I'm using force in terms of like my left to right movement, but I'm not pressing down particularly hard. And so you see all those nice suds are coming up. That means that it is working. But if you see see the center area where it's already darkened back out, you can tell that place needs it. Like it's just been absorbed right in. So that's a thirsty spot. If you see the suds and they're just disappearing pretty quick, that means that you need to probably go over it a couple more times. That's generally right? Okay, just making sure I'm not saying anything inappropriate.
Mhm.
And so then you just want to keep going at it. Basically, once the suds kind of stay and are sitting there, that means the item doesn't need them anymore. And then you're free to go on to other spaces. So I'm going to just do the same thing down here. Now, I didn't actually spray this section necessarily,
Oh yeah, it should be fine.
but it should be fine.
You got plenty of moisture in the brush on the sides, so you'll be fine.
So we're going to just keep going. This is all under the button snaps section. And I'm going to put my brush down, and we're going to probably just dry off. Just do light dragging motions to just pick all that sud up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch my fingers into like a little shape, just grab onto this button and twist so I can get all the suds out from that.
Yeah.
The button snaps. It's a little bit harder to do on the, I guess you'd call it female end of the button snap.
Oh.
But I'm just sticking my finger onto that button snap and then twisting to try and get the fabric in there. It'd be easier with the microfiber. Microfiber will be a little bit easier for that, but I'm just taking my finger onto the button and twisting.
Yeah, you don't want those to rust, because I dealt with it with one of the jackets that I had, is that it was severely rusted by WD-40. I got them to the best they can be, but like if it's rusted to the point that you can't do anything, then you can just remove the snaps. And I looked up a video on how to do that. It's not too difficult, but it takes a bit of effort to just replace the snap. But
and then also what I was going to point out here is that I can't see it from my angle, but I can see it in the camera, is that you can see all these suds that have gotten up under the seam in the crevice. And that's what you got to be really careful about when you come to the leather that has these kinds of seams. You want to make sure that those suds, you can pull them out. So now they're obviously not there, that you're not leaving that soap under the leather. In most cases, it's not going to be the end of the world if there's a little bit left behind. Residue will happen, but you want to try and get rid of as much as possible.
moisture on the leather will be fine. And like I just concern myself with the snaps.
It's more leaving
with the metal.
there.
No, soap will be fine. You just put some water and it'll dissolve. But like,
Yeah, but if there's too much of it, then it gets crusted in there,
Mhm.
and that's nasty. I didn't know if you wanted to take back over. Or you want me to keep going?
no, it's just a little bit more.
A little bit more. Okay, no
Yeah,
problem.
you got all this. You got all this real estate.
Well, I didn't know how much real estate you want me to take. It's your stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start using the big brush here. This was normally you see this used for boot blacking, but hey, we got a lot of real estate here to take up. So I'm going to just respray some water. Actually, because this is such a big brush, I might also just spray some water directly onto it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And now I'm going to go into here. Again, this is kind of at the end of its life, but I'm just still doing those nice circular motions to build up the soaps and suds in my brush. And now I'm going to go... I'm trying to find a way to do this. There's not an easy way to do this.
Yeah,
It's visible on stream.
Well, I mean, they'll see the soap.
But you'll see the soap. And I'm just doing those circular motions I'm going a little bit faster than I would with the other brush just because it's a bigger brush, but I'm getting all of that nice big real estate.
Also, leather feel is a good way of indicating what needs like a good slow approach and what needs just a general one. Like these feel good. That like you can just do like a basic clean and you'll be fine.
What is giving you that feeling? So they know.
Oh. Stiffness. Not the fun kind of stiff, but like this is like leather that feels really stiff and brittle, and like even though you try to like give it some moisture, it'll either take a while or it's beyond saving. Last time I showed a pair of lederhosen that have been around for a while, you can tell. And even though like I spent a good amount like giving it conditioning and cleaning it with soap and all that, like it's just too far gone and there's nothing I can do with it anymore. It's just like it is rigor mortis set in, essentially. Actually, that reminds me, I gotta check some pants that I put up here.
Another way to look at it is also just like the thickness of the leather. There are like a lot of shirts. If you get like a button-down snap shirt from Mr. S or from like Rough Trade, those will be very thin leather that I definitely wouldn't want to use a brush like that, this big giant brush, unless I were, really certain that I'm going to be very light with it.
This one
would probably be a little bit more appropriate for something that's that thin. But when you have something like these overalls, this is generally like, this is work leather. This is leather that you would probably genuinely wear in like a workshop. I mean, I wouldn't wear this, but like in terms of the thickness. So this is going to take beating. This will take stuff and you'll be fine. If I had a tool or something like that and I dropped it or, poked a screwdriver onto this, it's going to be fine. So it can take some punishment. We got a pain pig here. How about we say that? This is pain pig leather.
Yeah, like this one's pretty malleable too. Like
but also
a slight thirst. It's not dying of thirst. It's like, yes, I would like some water, please. Thank you.
But also just like look at how shiny this area right here is compared to over down here where you can see like it's very more matte. The shine is a lot less specific. But up here looks fantastic. This is even like before we've conditioned it. We haven't conditioned it yet. We've only soaked it. So it actually looks really, really cool. Let's see, what other tips do I have? This is one that I actually just recently learned. So say you have a zipper here, like we have here. This isn't a bad example. So zipper kind of gets stuck. It's not the greatest at pulling forward and back. Good way to fix that, rub it with soap. Soap is a really good lubricator for zippers. Just and like you're not going to get oil or grease or like other things in there. Like you might give it, like some people might say, butter on it. Yeah, butter no, but soap will just help fix the zipper really easily. Trying to think of some other ones or any other random like home remedy things I could bring out. Not necessarily, but this piece does look good. I do like this piece.
Yeah, this one has the adjustable overall straps.
Yeah, adjustable overall straps. Got the zip in on the side. Step in, front pockets, breast pocket, fly entrance. You got your
all this.
You got your knee pads. What is on the back? What does the back look like?
Just standard biker padding.
Yeah. Depending on what the other one is, I might buy this one from you.
Yeah, the other one for some reason. Okay, the other pair at the end has some metal rivets that were placed in, and I can't move those. So like you can't adjust the straps. It's only that pair that has that, which I don't know why. So I gotta find someone that will take off the rivet so that way it can be adjustable.
Maybe there was just someone who's just like, this is mine and I know my size or something?
Probably, yeah. Like I don't know how I'm gonna go. Well, if somebody fits it perfectly, then now
Dennis probably can help you fix that.
Probably, I'll ask him.
Which I need to go. That's actually one of the reasons I need to go. He fixed a repair. I had a button snap rip on me, so I had to have someone repair that, and he is waiting for me. So
okay.
I'm gonna give you a hug, and I'm gonna take this.
Give me 1 second. I will do a quick BRB while I see this fellow out.
I didn't mean to interrupt your stream.
Oh no, you're fine.
But thank you guys for having me, and thank you for conversation and questions, helping me get ready for my interview. or tomorrow.
Yeah. Give me one quick second. I shall be back. Here's a word from whatever sponsor Twitch wants you to witness. I have no idea. One second. Okay, well, I can finish this piece here. Yeah, it shouldn't be too much. It's just a basic clean condition. I will take both of these to the bar later because one of the bartenders wanted to try one on, and if Patrick wants to try on the other one, I'll make a few more bucks. I was very content with the gear market. I made enough funds to like take care of stuff here, which was great. I mean, I sold the vest, which that was my whole mission, was to sell one thing, and I ended up selling quite a few. Wait, at least 6 things. I was thrilled. Okay, there we go. Niece was in here, just coming in here just because she wanted to. Okay, we'll finish this off real quick. But yeah, leather biker overalls. Which are meant for riding. These have padding in them. The one from last time did not. That one sold first. And that's to another person who's competing. Like, he tried them on and he really liked them, so he decided to just buy them right then and there. Then the other 2 pairs were... Oh gosh. The other 2 pairs went, and then the bartender got the last pair. As is her right as queen, yes. She's... She can walk now, so she's just kind of like exploring her options as to where she can go. Her favorite word is mano, which means hand. But when she says mano, it's just she wants you to take her by the, like, she wants you to give her your hand, and then you'll just walk around. Even though she can walk on her own now, she'll still like request that someone guide her as she goes around the house, just walking. I don't know if Twitch has a rule about, like, actually no, that Twitch does not have a rule about showing like small children, because Cyance will often have his daughter on stream, and like that's fine. But also, like, this is a gear cleaning stream where we're having different topics come up, so I don't need Twitch looking at me being like, hey, wait a second. What are you doing? Yeah, I would have had Patrick clean this whole thing just to like help him get it like familiarity with cleaning and conditioning gear, but he had to go and get that thing fixed. Okay, just basic clean. I'm realizing that you can't see that now. There we go. I mean, this is a long thing, and I brought the other table just to get the range on how much we have to do. Yeah, luckily this is just an easy clean, doesn't really need much. I will probably give it a very quick conditioning. It feels pretty, it could use just like a little bit. So we'll condition it as well. There is a bit of verdigris on the ends here, but I'll take care of it. I'll bring in the WD-40 if I need to. This one comes off pretty easily. Actually, some of the rivets have a little bit of verdigris, so I don't think I need. I think I might need just a little bit of WD-40 just to like clean it off the pieces, and it should be fine. You need to ask your roommate to borrow some stuff to condition your new gear. Oh, what new gear did you get? And in this context, new could be like new to you. Normally, I hold on to saddle soap for a good while, and like I could have one last me a really long time, but since starting these streams and cleaning all the stuff Sir gave me, I've gone through quite a few of these. I think I've gone through 2 of these pretty much now. Oh, and I ordered another saddle soap. Did I mention this before? No, actually no, I didn't. I ordered another saddle soap order with I didn't realize it was the same vendor that said pack of 2 tins, and once again they sent 1, and I finally got it resolved yesterday. I think it's yesterday or Wednesday, and they're rectifying it by sending another one. Although I'm still reporting the store because this is the second time they've done it, and the explanation they gave me as to why I didn't receive the second one is a little sus. And I just pretty much I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna call them, and then I reported them, and I will let them know what I'm saying as well. Like, yeah, this is the second time you've done this. No, you're getting reported because like there's something weird going on with however you're dealing with your stuff. Although I did order another one because I thought I'd need it from a different vendor. I'll probably just keep that one for the price bucket. The things I do for the community. The thankless job. Okay, just a quick clean. Actually, even as judge, I have a few things to do. So tonight's the meet and greet. I don't think we touched on it. Yeah, tonight's the contestant meet and greet, so I will get there a little bit earlier. I have to drop off some stuff that I have here at the house for Saturday's proceedings. So once I get there, I'll be given the rundown as to who the judges are. I know 2 of them because I've competed with both of them actually before in other titles. So it'll be fun to catch up with them again. Great guys. The other 2 I know of, don't really know that well. So it'll be fun to get to know them. And truth be told, the contest begins tonight because one thing I learned from my mentor was that even though it's like a meet and greet and it's like, just kind of chill, and they say that they're not like, there's no official judging going on, but I've learned to observe. I've learned to observe how the contestants go about the tasks that they're given, because they're going to fundraise tonight. The fundraising is going for the travel fund of the title holder, so you get a chance to raise money. So if you want to go to some leather weekend somewhere, be either by driving there or flying there, the travel fund has been available, and you were able to use the funds from there to travel, which was a godsend. I used that when I was going around and to various places. I went to International Mrs. Leather in San Jose. It was last weekend. I didn't go last weekend because I had the Gear Mart here. I'd gone to Southern California. I pretty much went up and down this entire state. Not Central, because at the time there wasn't anything leather-wise in Central California. I think now they have a Fresno leather. And if you don't know what Fresno is, I don't blame you. It's just in the middle of the valley. Produce and food gets grown there. That's pretty much it. And one of my grandfather's brothers used to live there. Last night was the last social before Mr. Sydney heads off to IML. Oh yeah, IML's coming up. I will be there as well. I mean, luckily I covered my flight back in March, and the sales from the little gear market are gonna. I think a good portion of that will go to stuff that I will need to purchase at IML. It was actually more for like dealing with some other nonsense stuff that I had to deal with here a month ago, but I made enough funds to cover all that, so I'm glad. And I also have my tutoring and side job stuff, so. Everything's coming up good. If you haven't gone to IML, I recommend going, if you have the means to do it, of course. It can be pretty hectic just to book a flight. Book a room is even harder if you're not quick enough. Luckily, there's like other hotels nearby. And also membership costs as well, because you can register for the days that you're there by getting like weekend pass or like day passes. Actually, I think they only do weekend passes now. I volunteer, so I don't have to pay for the registration, and I haven't since I've gone to IML. Friends have always been good with like letting me know, saying, "Hey, our little our thing here is doing has a little pop-up shop. Do you want to volunteer?" And then that'll cover basic registration and small things here and there. I'm like, yeah. No, I'm just cleaning off the vertical. As you can see here, it's kind of coming off there. I'm just trying to get in there. And this one doesn't have too much. I don't need to break out the heavy stuff. God damn it, the clown music again. Oh, it's super fun. I think I prefer it as a spectator rather than a contestant. Only because when you're a contestant, you have to be on schedule. And that may mean that like you don't get to do a lot of the fun stuff, because it's like you got to get up early, especially if your interview's in the morning. You got to go to sleep early and get some rest. That way you're able to answer the questions in the interview to the best of your ability. Yeah, I think it's a great time to go. The only time I didn't go, I've been going to IML ever since I competed in 2017. So I went to 18, I went to 19. Obviously didn't go to 20 because, well, we didn't have a 20. 2021 was also no IML. Yeah. 2022 was when it came. Well, when it came back, and that one I did go because my title grandson was competing, and I went to make sure that he was taken care of and everything was squared away. I did not go last year because we didn't have somebody going yet. Our contest has changed to now where oh no wait oh that's right, yeah, we were gonna do the contest a little bit earlier, but because they switched. Oh no, 2 years ago. Wait, 2 years ago or what? No, yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago we planned on having the contest again, but I think some people signed up, but then they were like they reconsidered because they had some other stuff going on, and so we didn't do another contest. So my title grandson was once again just with a title for that year. And then the following one, he was able to finally step down after like years of being the title holder. And so that last year, we didn't have anyone to send because we had just gotten a new title holder. And the way we structured it is that you will finish your title year first, and then you will go. Because if we had the title holder go like as soon as they won, that's not enough time. Like if somebody won, like whoever wins this weekend, like let's say we decided to say, okay, you're gonna go to IML now. They need to get their application in by the end of the month. They need to get their pictures done. They need to have everything squared away, and that's just not enough time for like someone who just won the title. So when I won, it was back when we were doing the contest in October, so we had plenty of time to kind of establish our footing, find ourselves, and then go to Chicago. But now we do is like you have your full year, and we have a full year's worth to just do whatever you need to, then you go. So the current guy right now will be going in May, and I will be going with him as his handler, in the sense of like making sure that he has everything he needs, his schedule is good, like that he doesn't have to worry about all that. Not a puppy handler, that's different. Handler just as in like basically like just I'm a secretary essentially, which I don't mind. I've done it for all the bolts that have come after me, so then I'm good with schedule. So well, if you guys ever go and you're going as a contestant and you need a handler, I'm right here. I am very good at that. I will make sure you eat. I will make sure you're hydrated. I will have your schedule like down. And I'll make sure that you also have time to socialize with your class, because one of the biggest things about competing is that like, you get to know the people that you're competing with and you become like pretty much lifelong friends. I can attest to that. One of my IML brothers is going to be a judge, who's also a calendar brother, but that's because I joined the calendar sometime afterwards. But another one of my calendar brothers that I competed with will be here. Pop Omega, that's here in the stream every so often, is one of my IML brothers. I keep in contact with two of them that live in Southern California. There's another one that lives down there, but I don't see him often. He's just kind of like shows up sporadically, so. But a good guy as well. Very, very beautiful, bulky guy. But he's more of like a... It's like a shiny Pokemon. You don't see him often, but you're like, oh wow. I think I keep in contact with like... Let's see, my year there were 63 of us. 2 have passed since then, so that's 61. I at least keep up with a third of my class, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And that's like years after we competed. Like, I still keep in contact with them, and it's good to see them. Yeah, our next leather competition is going to be in July. We've got a Sydney Leather Week. Ooh. If I happen to cross paths with Mr. Sydney Leather IML, which if I happen to cross, yes, I'll just say yes. A fellow by the name of Guava has wished you luck. Okay, let's getting to I've had to learn how to kind of meet people because prior to all this, I was not really someone that went out a lot. I was very much a shut-in. I mean, I still have bits and pieces of that still with me because that's just inherently me. So it'll always be there. But actually, one of my first big leather events, after a while, I had to go back to the room and just kind of like decompress because I was like, okay, it's a lot. This was a Mid-Atlantic leather, MAL in DC. That was like my first big leather event before IML. I think my niece is upset because I closed the door and she's trying to open it. How dare he close the door on me? I just want to see what he's doing. But in that one, that MAL was fun. I was just overwhelmed. There was a ton of stuff happening, like a lot. Even the people that I was staying with, they were like, "Oh wow, like, hey, are you good?" I was like, "Yeah, it was just a lot. I just kind of had to come up here and just kind of like decompress a little bit." He's like, "That's fair." Although now I've gotten used to it, where now I'm like, "Hey, there's a ton of people here. That's great." Where before I was like, "Oh God, there's a ton of people here." Your poor niece. Yeah, I know. She's forgotten about it now. I'm pretty sure she went outside. Okay, yeah. Using the big brush on this one just because this one isn't that dirty, and it doesn't feel that dry. Are we done with the... Why are all these things out of order? I've played the game before. It's not the order of how things should go. It's weird being in Australia where we're all kind of isolated, even though technically we're the same distance from the States as a lot of other places, but especially now traveling everywhere can be tough. Yeah, it seems like there's just like... I've never been to Australia, so I can't attest to like understanding the scope of it. But yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of stuff that's like far. Actually, Guava, do you know someone by the name of Jerry Ebert? Jerry with a G? We're far, but worth a trek. Because he was one of my IML brothers from Australia. But we had two. Oh, okay. Yeah, he was awesome. I think it was Mr. Australia? There was another one, too. Another friend of mine. But I don't remember what his title was specifically. Oh, I'll have plenty of gear to bring to the patrons and the people competing. Oh, if anyone's wondering if there was some slight bias, there is not. I mean, I have Patrick here, like, just cleaning his stuff, but one of the other contestants bought a bunch of gear from me, so that was and I gave him a slight discount. And then another one came yesterday to try on some stuff, and anything else that he needs, I'll help with. Also, if you need a judge, I am good at being impartial. I ensure that I have no bias Although first I need to get my passport again because I keep forgetting to redo it. Yeah, an invitation to judge doesn't do much when I don't even have the required things to like travel elsewhere. Oh, don't worry. I freaking Nightbot. Somebody put that word earlier. What are you doing? I feel like the USA and UK have strong leather. Yes, I would say US has a strong culture. It depends on where you go. Here in town, it's gotten better. Like the leather group that was here for a while before, it's still on hiatus. I was a founding member of that group. Like we were striving to get people to like really come to these events, and it got a bigger presence, which was great. It's bigger than it was before, but we can always improve and like get more people out here. But like say like Fresno, which is like Central California, I mean they barely have they have something small now, but like there may be parts of like the country where there's like literally just nothing. Actually, with my title son, Adam, where he lives currently, at one point there was a whole like leather weekend that was similar to Claw in terms of like classes and like vendors and all that. And then I don't even know what happened. Like something about somebody doing something, I have no idea. It pretty much like pulped the whole scene there because like now there's no big event that's hosted there. Like the bar there still exists, but like it's just the community no longer is there because of just other things that happened. I mean, like certain spots may have like a ton of good, like a big following. Other ones may have had a following, but then for whatever reason they just like stopped, and now it's just kind of like, well, there's nothing around for like 200 to 300 miles. What do I do? Oh yeah, and also Miss Rona, given what she did, also affected how a lot of these events were done, or if they even continued afterwards. I mean, IML's one of those where it's like, it was too big not to come back. I say that as the clown music starts up again. If anyone has any unpopular leather opinions, state them now. The clown music is happening. We can all revel in the clownery together. Geez, the things the things I've read online from other places and like drama that has like nothing to do with like where I live, this music is appropriate for. Also, one of the things I like living where I do is that like, I mean, we have our own thing and like nothing really significant happens here. That it's like it becomes a talk of like the town or other places. Meanwhile, you go to the bigger cities and then you like they're always saying like, oh, something happened, and it's like, man, I'm so glad I can just be removed from this situation and not have to deal with it. The biggest events you have here are usually Mardi Gras, just like Leather Week in July. We only started doing that last year. Oh, nice. Your city hasn't had leather contests since 2016. If you are comfortable sharing which city that is, you can feel free to do so. You don't have to. You can just be vague and say like, oh, some place here in this general area. You do not have to dox yourself if you do not wish to. Oh, I should have had Patrick help me with this before he left. Cleaning these. Ottawa. I forget where that... I know Canada's huge, so I don't know in relation as to where that would be to, like, a state. As you can tell, I'm a filthy American. I know nothing about the geography of other places. Hence the clown music. Okay, cleaning that. There we go, get that verdigris out of there. The soap, I think, also helps combat the verdigris, so we should be fine. Although, if anyone, I'll tell most people that if I sell them some stuff, like saying, hey, if you ever need to condition it, I can do that, no problem. I'll probably charge a little bit for it. Yeah, probably like 10 bucks. Like, I'll clean and condition it for like $15 or something. And before selling all this stuff, I clean and condition it, because I'm not going to give somebody a crusty item. Although with certain items, I will increase the price, because if I've spent hours upon hours trying to clean that thing and like make sure that it was presentable, yeah, I'm going to factor that in. I like cleaning my gear. It's a nice kind of calming thing, but like, if I got to spend like 2 hours like on one pant leg cleaning out all the rivets that have verdigris with a toothpick very methodically, then I'm gonna, you know, tack on another like 20 bucks to the base price of what I'm selling. Montreal isn't too far from Ottawa. Where is Montreal? I really don't know. I don't know my Canadian geography. Here in Vermont, we do not have a leather community at all. Closest anything would be is Montreal, 2-hour drive if you're northern Vermont. I think Boston Providence might have a community, but I'm not sure. Oh, that's right, Vermont is near there, near the East Coast. Why did I think it was in the Midwest? I don't even know my own geography. Listen, I study physics. I can tell you stuff about physics. Everything else, I'm just like, yeah, it's here somewhere. Right? Right? Wisconsin is basically Canada, but without healthcare or legal weed. Please annex us. That may cause a bit of contention with the two nations, and then they'd be like, hey, you're trying to take our land, and then you could say, huh, taking someone else's land? You would know a lot about that, wouldn't you? And then people in the US would be like, Canadians are trying to take our freedom with Social Security and weed. We gotta stop them. And then it becomes the Eagle Goose War, where a bald eagle will challenge one goose to rule over North America. I think the geese might win. Everything I've heard of geese has been horrifying, and apparently bald eagles are like not as imposing as they appear, which speaks a lot to the current way the country is running. Political commentary. Oh no, it's a political stream. I'm gonna lose viewer. They're gonna be like, no, you bring politics into my gear cleaning stream? You're back, you're knocked out after I said hi. I just got home from the hospital. Oh, are you okay? Hopefully you're doing okay, Kat, or unless it was just like a regular checkup. Also, hopefully you had a good rest. Okay, cleaning these real quick. I'm going a little harder, like a little... I'm putting more pressure on these just because they got the folds, and I don't have anyone... Oh, that's right, cleaning the gear when the bartender was wearing it was great, because everything was fitting perfectly, so I was able to get in between these areas and like scrub the whole thing. It was great. Ottawa is more like 2 hours away. Cat, I completely forgot to put in the channel point redeem for guiding the raid. I will... Can I do that now? I don't think I can. Probably not. Oh no, I don't think I can. I will do it for real, for real. Oh, I'm sure you gotten in between some areas. I'm a Catholic woman. I would never. I go to church every Sunday. I look up to the Lord. And I say Amen. Then I think I've memorized an entire sermon in Spanish. I haven't been to church in like a long time. Well, yeah, I haven't been to church in a long time, but I can easily still replicate like the freaking mantras throughout the ceremony. Ah, men. Yeah, see, that's what Jesus said. But everyone thinks that like it was all one word. Not he was just saying like, ah, man, yes. Oh, these are Estru. That's European for sure because they got the little umlaut. Estru. I don't know what brand that is. Probably German. But do you get on your knees to recite the Holy Gospel? Yes. You were up early this morning with really bad chest pains. I called the health line and the nurse told me to come right away. I was getting really bad pains. Oh, I hope you're okay, Kat. At least it seems like you're managing fine now that you're back from there. Yeah, there was a moment where I had like kind of the same thing. This was like after I had gotten Miss Rona because for 3 days. No, it's like, yeah, 3 days. Like, I just felt incredibly sick, and then after that, I was fine. I mean, I tested, and it came out as like saying, okay, you don't have anything. But after that, I got this like really weird chest pressure, like where it felt like somebody was like constantly pressing on me. Like, even when I was just like laying down or not doing anything. Although the nurse tried to make it seem like it was worse than it was. She's like, oh my God. When I was talking to her, she was just like sounding very concerned. I'm like, lady, you can't do this to me. But a few EKGs here and there and like talking with people, they're like, no, everything seems fine. But most likely it was the long Rona, as they call it, where like you'll have like these weird symptoms afterwards. I think only up until last year did they like pretty much stop. Well, my sir also had the same thing where he was just describing things like where he just felt like sick and drained even though he wasn't. But like just by moving, being active and doing all that, like little by little, you'd get back to your stamina before. Well, if it's anything, I at least hope it's something that doesn't remain for long. You're doing better now. They did an EKG and x-rays and I have no damage. The doctors prescribed me some... Same here. Anytime where it felt that way, I would just take some of the anti-inflammatories and it would help. I think I still have a bit now, but I haven't taken them because it's pretty much gone. I think it's rare if I feel a bit of pressure, but it doesn't last long. It doesn't last as it did back then. But I'm glad to hear you're alright. And plus, you live in the Canadian land. They'll be like, hey, come in, like, we'll get you squared away. Versus if you do it here. Oh yeah, you're fine. Here, $50,000 for the visit. Wait, you have insurance? Oh, we don't take that insurance. $50,000. Pay it by next week. Or we break your legs. In Minecraft. Imagine living in the US. I don't have to imagine. I'm existing. I don't recommend. Although there are good restaurants. But that's where you weigh the options. You're like, good restaurants, but also everything else that sucks. Okay, just cleaning this here. Come on. Yeah, I'm debating if I want to do a little bit of conditioning on these. I can probably just do like a little bit. In Canada, sometimes it's like, oh, you can wait in that long line. Yeah, we have that here too. It's called the Department of Motor Vehicles. And some would describe it as hell, but it really isn't. It's more purgatory. Because you have to wait. Then you have to go to like, now serving B28 at window number 5. And then, you know, you get documents, you gotta fill them out, you gotta bring them back later. I'm pretty sure purgatory, if it exists, is basically the DMV. And you're just like, okay, here, you qualify for heaven, you automatically get into hell, but you qualify for heaven if you fill out these forms, and we go over them, and you're like, okay, fine, what I have to do is like, okay, fill out these forms about penance, list everything good and bad that you've done, we'll double check it with our server, and then once you get your number called, you pay the fees, and then boom. I'm pretty sure that's what it's like. You get COVID test for free. Lovely. It's also wild that you have to pay for CPR COVID. Oh, okay. Oh, that's for Canada. In 2021, you had to pay out of pocket for those tests. Oh, we had the drive-through as well. I know for a while the government here at least was like giving us free tests. Like you just go online, you just sign up and say, "Hey, I need some of these," and then they're like, "Okay, cool, we got you." All right, this is the better glove. Yeah, I'll do a quick condition for these. Like nothing too wild, just a simple little. I might go over the other one. No, I cleaned those on my own. It should be fine. Rapid tests are not the same as CPR. Wait, isn't it PRC? PCR test? I don't. I could be wrong. Most likely I am. What's the zipper? Oh, it's just a little dirty. Come on. There we go. Yeah, CPR is a different thing. And Cupcake has a song called CPR, which is in the BPM range that you can perform CPR in. I would play it, but I'm pretty sure that's copyright. I think it might be. It might be copyright, so it's a good song. Yeah, back in 2020 and 2021, we had a drive-through test that we could do here. It was super helpful. I liked it. But now you can find them anywhere, or I think they're still offering like mailing you some tests for free. I have them all here in my drawer, and whenever the family needs one, I just pull it out. 1 second. All right, I got a message, and I'm just trying to figure out what they're Okay, we're good. I realized that was muted. Oops. Basically, what I was saying was libraries are great, and if anyone says that we don't need libraries anymore, you politely tell them to leave and let the geese reclaim them. Test. Okay, we're good. I didn't drop my mic. I swear. I didn't drop it. I should have ordered that gigantic metal stand that they have with the adjustable thing. Well. Your fiance works at the library. Your fiance is amazing. Tell them they are PogChamp. And they are the lifeblood of any society. We believe you. Oh, sorry, I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah, I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot to put the YouTube channel as a command. I swear I will do this. I swear I'll meet Jacobs. Then I shall do this. At the very least this weekend when I have downtime with contest stuff, like... The only thing I have to do is be present for tonight. And then tomorrow's interviews, but that's in the morning. And then I have downtime up until then. Oh, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna wear. I will tell him that, but for some reason he really hates it when I call him my PogChamp. Listen, he may not be the one, I'm sorry to tell you. If he doesn't like someone calling him his PogChamp, he might be... What's the opposite of PogChamp? I knew what the opposite of PogChamp was, I forgot it. Also, I'm kidding. My Pogly one? It's okay. You can ride this storm out together. Okay, just work that in real quick. Yeah, this one I'm just doing a very thin layer of conditioning. Doesn't need too much. Oh, Weird Champ, that's the one. Weird Champ is the one where, like, it's just staring at you in the face and you're like... Although we don't use Gutex anymore, given his explanations. Yeah, and this one, like, the leather is malleable and... It's not that thick, so I can still put, like, a little bit of force behind it just to get the conditioner in and work it in, so... I'm just making sure that these are ready in case one of the bartenders wants to try it on and purchase it and wear it tonight. Or if Patrick is looking into it. Where's my phone? Let me just check if anyone's messaged. I just need you to drop them off. Okay, let's see. It's 3:39 right now. If she wants me to do it at that time, I should be done by then. Okay. Oh, I've learned how to highlight these bots, so at least the gear stream will be on the channel as a highlight. And then the rest will be on channel. Now, you said you weren't sure what to wear tomorrow. Have you considered wearing leather? You know what? You might be onto something. Yeah, I think, yeah. You're onto something there. Just gotta figure out what specifics. Hey, Slars. It just might work. It might be a little out of the box, and most people won't be expecting it. But I could just surprise it. Well, I can't surprise everyone because then I take away from the contestants, and it's not about me, it's about them. So I'll have to, like, I'll have to do some leather. But not too much. Yeah, the perfect balance. Maybe the person doing the interview is a sub. Oh, let's see. I know 2 of the judges personally. I don't think they are. I think one of them has had a sub at some point. I don't know if it was from Subway or Quiznos. It was probably Quiznos with those weird rats that put a hex on us. Okay, work it in, work it in. If you're taking attention away from the contestants without trying, 1, work. 2, this should be a red flag to them. Yes. And listen, it is not hard to surpass my aesthetic. I don't mean that in a self-deprecating way. It's like trust me, like people could easily like show up and like do good, like. But if I'm like doing something casual and like they're showing up and like not the stuff. Wait, the hell? Wait, why are we on Pokemon music now? Oh, we'll keep it on. I like the song. You start uploading your clips to YouTube? Nice. I will upload my clips as well. I'll probably just do a clip compilation of the entire year of last year. And then VODs are still going up. I just have to like edit some stuff and like split up some VODs where there was like 2 games in one kind of thing. Okay. These are the folds, so I don't mind getting a little tough and like just working it in there. Okay. Get in. There we go. You're working on listing out all the other things for your dono stream next Wednesday. Ooh. Do tell. Please share. If anyone else is interested in hearing about your dono stream. I'm just gonna be working on this just to get it ready. It is 2:26. Why does it feel like I've been doing this longer? Oh, because Patrick was here and we were just like having a good old discussion and like sharing stuff. I'm gonna head out soon for dancing. Thanks for thanks for coming in, Ziz. Hopefully your dancing goes well. And I'll be sure to post like pictures and stuff that we're doing in the Discord for the contest weekend. Oh, and I will show you the prize bucket once it's I have all the pieces I need. You're doing a 12-hour variety stream. Was it a good idea? Is it a good idea? Probably not. Are you gonna do it still? Yes. I think the longest I've still gone has been like, what, 6 hours? And that was when Tears of the Kingdom came out and I did my subathon and streamiversary type stuff. That was fun. I guess I should work on that. Like a streamiversary kind of thing. I can easily grind for Nintendo points and get some fun merch again. Okay, just... Yeah, just a quick condition, nothing too wild. This thing is flowing with my hand movements, so I'm not worried about it needing to be very thorough. And I'll probably leave this, let this get some like fresh air, just to let it absorb and See if it dries off any of the conditioner. That side stuff. The straps I will do last. Oh, actually, I know what I will be I know what game I will be streaming in May. What happened to my DK music? Oh well. Oh, I didn't click on it. The first game that I ever streamed, Quake 2, got a massive overhaul in terms of visual, so I'll return to that in May, which will be fun because I remember with a very limited webcam, just streaming like Quake gameplay. Good times. Just like streaming for like a little bit, like to like no viewers, or sometimes one. That was fun. Okay, let's see. Fine. Cool. Okay. Last piece here. There we go. All right. And look at that. Oh. Want to do this inside part? Yeah, a little bit. Doesn't require much. Let's do this side, yeah. I haven't played Crystal League in a while, too. That's a fun one. Oh, if anyone has any lingering questions about, like... There's still dirt there. How did you not get... Didn't that clean this? Oh, I see, like, a little bit of dirt just trapped in there. Yeah, okay, should be fine. Well, I've done the inside of that one, so I might as well do this one. Usually with the smaller stuff, like, there's still gonna be some, like, shoe grease or conditioner on whatever you're using. And, like, just going over it a few passes will get the conditioner that's, like, on the gloves or whatever you're using onto the surface, so... So you don't need to, like, get a ton of conditioner. Because, like, I mean, you can always get a bit more conditioner, but you can always tell when there's, like, a like a good concentration of it because it's very, oop, it's very prominent and it won't dry right away. Let's get that over there. There we go. Bam. Okay, 3:50. Sibling needs me to help them with something at 5 o'clock. My time. I got an hour. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to... Just in the zipper. It's a bit of dirt there. I can... I'll use a smaller brush for that. Oh. There's just one thing I like to do is I get the underside of these two. No one's gonna see it, but I prefer the leather to all be uniformly cleaned and conditioned. I'll do a smidge of there. I will work on trying to figure out how to shine metal. Or to, like, at least restore it, because there are some pieces where the metal is dull. And I don't have one of those, I don't have one of those spinning wheels where, like, they'll put the metal and, like, put some, like, stuff on it and then have it shine. The good thing that there's still the plastic cover on that. Okay. Ask me questions about that. Oh, shining metal? Oh yeah, will do, yeah. That could be for another stream. It's called a Dremel, a rotary tool. Yeah, a buffing wheel, yeah, that's what I need. Because I think I've gotten rid of some of the rust and like some of the oxidation on some metal. On some of the metal pieces, but like it just looks dull and it's like, dang. I want this to look nice and like renewed. Like Logan's Run. Wait, does anyone know that reference? Logan's Run? Renew? Or am I just a weird person that knows that obscure film? Then again, it was one of my costume design class projects was to pick a screenplay, read it through, and then come up with the costume designs for that. That was fun. I leaned in hard with my STEM education. Was I the best artist? No. Do you need to be an artist for that class? No. As long as you could convey the clothing. And I did. And they were... The teacher liked them. She thought it was pretty cool. And I'm proud of those sketches. I thought I did pretty good. It's called getting some lemon juice and putting it on a cotton swab. Is it real? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that one. Oh, wait, I should probably wear my vest out tonight. I haven't worn my vest in years. Hold on. You saw Logan's Run in the local museum. I saw the film, too. Listen, Hollywood, if you're gonna remake Logan's Run, look no further. I have ideas. My costumes are budget practical. They carry. They convey what they need to. And also, I threw in some, like, physics-related references in there. Like, I could be the next Edith Head. Oh, I could never be the next Edith Head. Who am I fooling myself? She was amazing. Fun fact, when she started her career, she borrowed some sketches from a friend of hers and showed them to the person. And even though the person kind of knew that they weren't her sketches, he was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. Like, you got some initiative, so let's see what you got. And of course, Edith Head became like freaking renowned, and most of us know who she is. To get off corrosion, yes, that is simple. Logan's Run doesn't need to be remade. Oh, it doesn't need to be remade, but you know they're gonna do it. So this is where I make my pitch and say, hey, you want to support the the minority groups? Give your money to me, a queer, directly, and I shall get you good costumes. I think they're great. I will accept input, but not too much where they replace my entire ideas. I think I could do good. And it's a sciencey sci-fi movie. I know sci-fi. Give me 1 second. Actually. Oh god. This is my vest, and actually, I have not. I mean, I rarely wear this now, and it does need some washing and conditioning. Hold on. Okay. Put this off to the side. Whoa. What? So, here's my vest. Don't worry, I'm not covering up the city where I currently live. I'm definitely not doing that. Don't mind that up there. But this is my vest. It is freaking huge. So, fun fact. As you can see here, that's a rounded little tip. This thing was a triangle. The reason it was rounded off was because the guy who made the patch tried to fit my shoulder width. I am not a very large individual or broad, so he had to squeeze the top row onto this vest. And after that, he said to my mentor, he was like, listen, next time just get bigger title holders. I mean, my title son got his patch on a harness, which worked better, and my title grandson did the same thing. So I am the reason the maker was like, yeah, I'm not adjusting it anymore. I physically can't because it's studded. No, Shalars, he meant it as like, you know, like he wasn't being like serious. Like he was just more of like saying like doing the stud work. It looks great. I think it looks wonderful, but once you set them, it's hard to adjust. So given that the size of the patch and given my frame, he couldn't do much with it. So he was mostly saying it as a joke, like saying like the owner wanted the patch to be done a certain way, so he's done it. I think we have someone local who does a patch now. I like the patch the way it looks now. I like this one. I get that it's like a lot of work and it's not something you see very often. Like, I still think it looks nice. But yeah, this is my thing from 2017. So we'll do a quick clean and yeah, I'm gonna do just a quick scrub and condition because I don't wear this anymore. I mean, I don't wear it. I wear it whenever we have a bar event that deals with like the bar itself. Mostly, I wear my simple vest now because my whole philosophy is like I had my title year. Like I did some stuff. I showed up. I talked to people. Try to. I put myself out there. But now it's time for, you know, the next title holder to come in and, you know, do their own thing. So like usually I'll wear my simple vest that has just like simple vest, nothing on it, no pins, nothing. Just something nice to like have as a little just extra flair. But for the contest weekend, yeah, I'll definitely be wearing this. Oh yes, and shout out to Ribbons. Ribbons was working on a stream of the RPG bot. Oh. I hear stuff happening outside. They'll be fine, they're just, you know, children being children. Also, some ideas when they were well after my whole like adjusting the patch, they were like, okay, we gotta like we might need to redo the patch. I know one of the bartenders at the time was saying like, well, he was a producer of the contest before the current bartender now is producing it. He liked the patch idea, but he just wanted to remove the city location because if you take off that gigantic chunk, it's a long name. The patch is much more manageable. It doesn't help that the club patch that we designed here for the leather group in town was also a triangle. We love our triangles for some reason. And it's a good shape. Got 3 angles, 3 sides. Geometry peeps love it. Like, I'm with him. But I can see why we shifted to a different patch now. Actually, the guy who's doing the patch now, I think, did it for a few title holders before. And also, who doesn't want to be covered in studs? Be it metal, Lego, or other. Yeah, this thing needed it. When was the last time I wore this? No, actually, the last time I wore this was last year. Yeah, this is the last time I wore it. My niece is outside staring at me through the window. Okay, how do I do this? I mean, I have no qualms about where I live or like accident, like, or like, it being mentioned like by accident, but like, also, I feel like, having a bit of privacy is also nice. What does she look like this? Yes. Okay, hold on. Luckily, I cleaned all that. Okay. I mean, it's also not like I guess it's a notable city, but also not a notable city. It's in a weird gray area. We're known for a lot of things. I think. They're filming a movie here. Or I think either they're still filming the movie or they finished filming the parts that they needed the city for. I don't remember exactly. Oh, and these also leather, so with studs, you can also just scrub like this and it'll be fine. I mean, I make sure to just wipe off everything. Okay, there it is. Although, actually, if you look up the IML contestant description from 2017, like, my picture will show up and it'll tell you where I'm from, so... It's not like a guarded secret, it's just more of like... I mean, if you look for this stuff, you'll find it eventually. I just usually just don't mention it just because I'm like, eh. In California, they're filming a movie here. Doxed. Yeah, actually, you know what? That could be literally anywhere. That could be Southern California. It could be Northern. It could be the Bay Area. It could be the Valley. It could be Central. Yeah, filming here, actually, yeah, that doesn't give anything away. It's just like, they're filming a movie here. Great. Which of the 1,000 results do you mean specifically? Actually, this... I might give it just a little bit of conditioning. I don't think it needs it. Well, today's a meet and greet for the contestants, so I'll go casual. I mean, tomorrow I'll go for well, yeah, I'll go formal. I do have a nice shirt. It's actually gonna be pretty warm tomorrow, but by the evening I think it should be fine. I'll show you which shirt I'm probably gonna wear. You feel like 90% of people not from North America would immediately assume Hollywood with that info. One of my IML brothers lives in Hollywood. Like, like under the sign. Not directly under it, but like a distance from it. Amazing view from where he lives. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Although it is going up those hills, it is you need to like be alert of everything. It was kind of spooky going up those hills for the first time. It's like maneuvering, you gotta like keep it going and oof. Okay. Let me just gotta clean the city name here. No looking. Yeah, even if it was common knowledge amongst the viewers where I reside, it's still a large enough place that like there's certain subsections. So you'd be someone would say, okay, so the south part of this, the east part of this, the west part of this, which is technically its own city now, the northern part of this, or the outskirts being like going down a few miles on one highway and then suddenly you're in the outskirts and then you go out and it's a different city. It's a city with a distinct name, but I have not seen the animal that it was based off of ever living there. Of course, this was named back in like the 1800s, so there could have been that animal just roaming around. They decided to just like hunt them for like food or whatever. You visited LA once and went up to those hills to meet a friend's sister or something. Awesome view. LA is trash though, get me out. Or they went back to their home planet. Probably. Yeah, I've often thought like since I studied STEM, like study physics and all that. Unfortunately, where I live, I'm not going to find much work relating to what I studied. Most likely in Southern California, I would find that. But I also have, when going to like a different place to like visit or move, I recognize LA is great to visit, and I have a good time when I'm there. I don't necessarily think it would be the place I would live. Yeah, I think it's one of those places where it's like, visiting it is great. Living there, I don't think I'd want to. Just a quick conditioning. Like, when I go to San Francisco, I go there pretty often because it's close enough. I could do, like, a day trip if I wanted to. I like being there, hanging out with friends, you know, just, like, seeing the area, having a good time, you know, all that. But living there, no. No, I don't want to live. I do not wish to live in San Francisco. I do not wish to. Definitely not. Like, if someone offered me a place to live there, I'd be like, listen, no. I'm sorry, no. Great city, but there's a lot that needs to be addressed before, like, I would even consider being there. I love the bohemian vibe, and, like, it even though some people have said that it's lost that kind of feeling, it really hasn't. Even with the tech bros that have like gone in and like tried taking control of stuff, like it still has a bohemian vibe. And now that, you know, remote work over the past few years has become like much more of a viable thing, tech bros are like, wait, we don't need to live here. Let's just go somewhere else. So I'd say it's gotten a little bit of its vibe back, just because tech bros have like are not as present as they were before. But living there, no. People tell me to visit San Fran, and I'm sure it's cute, but I'm not sure it's fly across the country cute. Hmm. I would. Hmm. Well, in my input, I don't think would work because I live close enough that I can just go there whenever I feel like it. I mean, it's a great place to visit like once or twice. Like if you only feel like you want to visit it like once or twice, I'd say yes. I would say during the weekends of like Dory Alley and Folsom Street Fair. Do not come here for Pride. I'm not saying that as a person who hates Pride. I have been here for. I went to San Fran Pride. Oh yeah, because they had a leather float that time. It was fun. Being on the float was fun. There are so many people here at Pride. It is insane how many people are here. Like I did San Fran Pride once, and I can just say like, hey, I've been there. Tons of people. I saw Pitbull on a float. I was like, man, he is very small in person, but that's common knowledge. There was just way too many people. I was like, nope, I'm gonna go to the Eagle Bar here. And already it started having a line, but I got there at a time where it was like a decent line. It wasn't overbearing. Don't come for Pride. There's way too many people. And also the freaking parade goes on for like hours. They televise it. And most of it's just corporations like doing their logo and like, hey, here's a rainbow. See how progressive we are? Give us your money. If you want to come for like I'd say Dory Alley. Like if someone offered you saying like, hey, we got a spot at late July, last weekend, Dory Alley, I'd say visit for that. Dory Alley is where you really get, I'd say like the essence of like queer culture in San Francisco. Folsom is fun too. It's a bit more touristy. It's bigger. But like you get a lot of the tourists that come in and they're like, oh my god, look at all the homosexuals. His genitals are out. Oh my goodness. Marty, get the camera. Ask to take a picture first. I was walking with some friends at Folsom and like these guys were like trying to get pictures, so I deliberately stood in front of their cameras and I looked them in the eye and said, Did you ask them to take a picture? Then they walked off. And my friends wouldn't carry the way, but it's like, dude, no, like there are rules here. Ask to take a picture, and no, you're not gonna get a quick pic of them like meeting with another friend. I'm not gonna let you do that. You asked. Sounds like a rainbow-colored anxiety attack. It was. I like the floats that were near us because we were like it was all like the queer, authentic queer stuff. And then I just went to the Eagle and I was like, I'm not dealing with that crowd of people. It's way too much. But Dory Alley's fun. I like to be able to vend at a Pride event, but also I wouldn't want to because of all the fees associated. I don't know specifics on vending at events like here. I do have a friend. Oh, actually, hold on. I will do a shout out for my friend. In case anybody wants some stuff. My friend became an unofficial sponsor of the contest, so I will share with you guys too, because my friend ships everywhere. My friend has a business called Bird Beaks. His name is Bird. He is a queer vendor. Bird Beaks. He's got a little bird with a harness. Also, here's a coupon. You can use this. He gave me a bunch of them. $5 off your order if you say go flag yourself. And he has a hanky code guide. So you can you get a little description of what these all mean. I will simply just hold it up here. I will not go into detail just in case Twitch is like, hey, wait a minute, what are you talking about? That goes in where? You're doing what? With my ex-wife? And the mailman? Oh, the neighbor. I knew she was going to do that, but like, I didn't expect the mailman. Oh, Bird Beaks. Birdbeaks.com. And go fag yourself. $5 off your first purchase. pants. Oh, and he created pants-free pockets. He made he started off with making masks because you know Miss Rona, but he started moving on to like a handkerchief, like a bandana handkerchief that goes around your neck that has a flap to store stuff. Because with most of these events, it's in the summer. You're gonna be wearing stuff that's allows the breeze to come in. You can have something around your neck or a pocket that just clips onto clips onto whatever you're wearing, and then bam, you have all your essentials. Flagging milky white. Ooh. Okay, time to... Okay, quick. 4:16. Okay, we got plenty of time. I can finish this by like 4:30. So yeah, asked my friend to see if he had anything to contribute to a little prize bucket that I put together for the Bolt winner, because when you win the contest here, you get a travel fund, which is good. But like you don't really get much else. You get a discount at the bar for life, which is fun. But I figured last year I wanted to do something for the winner to like have a starter kit, like saying, okay, here you go. We got you won, you got your travel fund, but like here's some stuff to kind of get you started with anything that you want to do, be it like you need some raffle prizes for an event, or you need another bucket for raising money with Jello shots and like raffle tickets. And here's some local businesses that are willing to bring their stuff to promote their business, but also help out the community. Check my messages. Cool. Let me just also, getting shoe grease on the metal rivets isn't a big deal. I will find a way... Yeah, I will buff these just because I want it to be shiny again. Oh, okay. I realized you came in late, so which contest is this? The local contest for Bolt, Mr. Bolt. Yeah, it's happening later on with the meet and greet tonight, tomorrow's interviews for the contestants, and then the contest proper. Oh, finally a vendor with magenta. Listen, Bird knows. And also, Bird also has other designs, so like we have like some... He has a Galaxy designed one, which I think people flag Galaxy as well, or like celestial kind of like color scheme. I forgot what that was, but that's a thing. Let me just get this part up here. Oh yeah, and I also competed with Bird as well for the calendar in San Francisco. Technically, you're supposed to be a Bay Area resident to compete, but they reached out to me like before everything closed, before we even knew what was happening. They're like, "Well, we want to branch out, and like we've heard good things from people about you." I was like, "Okay, thank you. That's lovely." So they gave me a shot, and now there's a calendar with me like with my cosplay stuff, being a nerd. And what do all the colors mean? Also, Miss Amp and Mr. Christopher have done plenty of videos on their YouTube channel about flagging. Yes, they do. They have plenty. And Amp is on Twitch as well. Galaxy hasn't showed up yet as far as I know. It could be that he has just some Galaxy printed stuff just because people like it. But I remember last year someone told me that like Galaxy meant something. I cannot remember what it is. I'll have to ask. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think it was buy. Yeah, it was buy stuff. I think, not like as in buy, like as in purchase stuff. Like buy stuff. Like buy people for the people. Buy the people. Bring my groceries when you... Okay. Might want to purge this one. It should be fine. I mean, I'll save the VOD and then I can edit it later. But I think it should be fine. Like, it was just a... Yeah, if the... Apparently the city name showed up briefly, but like... If some case someone saw that, like... Trust me, like, it's a pretty big place, like... That doesn't give anything away, really. Because that could just be the county area. Who knows? Guys are cute, girls are cute. They aren't in my bed, though. Bisexual problems. Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay. Yeah, I'll save the VOD and I can just do like some editing when I upload it to the YouTubes. It's just more of like, I just like to keep it vague because part of it's kind of fun. And also it's like, yeah, you know, extra layer of like, you know. But I know like a streamer that streams in New York, but like New York is freaking huge. You could be looking anywhere pretty much. You could add a marker to flag it for editing alley. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight this VOD too because I just realized that I could just highlight entire VODs, and I thought like highlighting was just like a small snippet, but like you can go as far as you want with it. So I could easily just like do a part 1 and then a part 2. So I could save the VOD for myself and then just highlight the stuff that I need and then just cut it out. Sorry, I'm just checking. Okay. What time is it? 4:23. NYC has 20 million people and the rest of the state is massive. Yeah. Although he says he's in New York City, like in between Jersey and like New York. I've never been to the... Well, I've been to the East Coast a few times, but I don't have enough knowledge. So to me, that's like... That could be anything. So here at home, it's just like... People are like, oh, I know where he lives. Okay. And I'll say like, okay, where? Do you mean the east part, the west part, north part, south part? This little place that's kind of closer to another place that's like also considered a city, but also not a city, but like kind of is an official city? Or do you mean down south where there's like another city place, but like it's still considered part of the town, but like not really? We have a lot of those gray area where it's like it's distinctly its own name, but like we're not really sure if it's still part of the city or not. Also a reminder, support small businesses run by your fellow queers. Yes. NJ borders New York. A very large part of the NYC metropolitan area is New Jersey. Yeah. A friend of mine lives in Jersey. I don't know where in Jersey. I just know it's Jersey. Even if you paid me, I couldn't tell you where he lived. He lives in this building. It's very windy there at times, and last time I was there was snow. I don't remember the street. That was $50? Okay, I'll take the $50, thank you. Ooh, Pride Jewelry. Oh yes, and also support your bars whenever they do queer vendor events. Like the bar here did one... they did one late March where a bunch of vendors came out and like they sold whatever, like it was just a bunch of stuff. Like some people sold queer art, some people sold jewelry, some people were doing demonstrations, some people were just selling stuff that wasn't necessarily queer related, but like adjacent. It was good. I'm sure you could figure out... You're sure you could figure out masked Pride Jewelry? Oh yeah, that's easy. They're very predictable. there anything else I needed to clean that I'm gonna wear? No, just the vest. My wrist cuffs already been touched up, and I cleaned off the verdigris. What was the discount code for Bird's Beak? Oh, okay. It was, go flag yourself. $5 off your first purchase now. Yeah, but Bird's freaking amazing. Great human. And anytime that I can help him out with whatever he needs, I shall. I mean, I had just asked for like a hanky and some stuff, but he went in. He gave me a bunch of these cards to pass out, and then. Actually, I'll just show you what he gave me. He gave me a hunter green handkerchief. But notice the designs, they're very circular. You know, just circular. Circular. He gave me a red one. And, oh, here's the pocket handkerchief thing. So it goes around your neck. You wear it like this. And there's a pocket to store your stuff in. So if you don't have any pockets, you wear this around your neck or around your thigh if it wraps around. I've seen people wearing it on their thighs because they got like massive ones. Good for them. And you just have all your particulars there. So yeah, he has handkerchiefs, he has these. I think he still does masks. Not as much as, you know, as a few years ago, but he does good work. Okay, with that, let's see. I gotta get going because I have to run an errand for a sibling with my nephews. And then I have to get the stuff for the meet and greet tonight, so. I shall take this time to just head out a little bit earlier. I would have played Splatoon a bit because it's Splatfest, but this weekend's gonna be busy, so I'm just gotta get everything ready. Thank you all for joining me. And you got your hankies. Awesome. Oh, and also Bird Beaks on Instagram and Facebook if you want to follow. Same thing, Bird Beaks. We'll go say hi to Dog for a quick second. I will grab all my stuff. Oh, Nightbot now says Gearbot. Good. But yeah, thank you all for coming by. I'll post some pictures in the Discord of like the contest and all that, like, you know, stuff that's like good to post and all that. And I will see you all possibly Monday. Yeah, if I'm doing some Splatfest over the weekend, maybe, but it's gonna be packed. So we'll see you all later. Thank you for joining me. And you did not see where I live. You did not see that. You did not see. Oh, bye.